What do you say, Alice?
Hi.
Hey, Alice.
Yeah.
You seen Trixie?
Oh, yeah, I saw her this morning. We had coffee together. Then she left, said she was going over to her mother's and help her with the wash.
She said that?
Yeah.
She was going over to Mother's, help her with the wash?
Yeah.
She gotta stop that.
Now, what's wrong with Trixie helping her mother with the wash?
Her mother works in the laundry.
Listen, Ed, when Trixie gets back, tell her to come right down here because I got wonderful news for her.
What happened?
Did you ever hear of glowworm sink cleanser?
Oh, yeah. I've seen them advertise that stuff on the television. Some gal comes out and says, I use glowworm sink cleanser, and my hands are no longer red. They better not try that stuff on Indians.
Listen, Ed, this glowworm company's been advertising in all the magazines like this one here, see? See this woman's picture?
Yeah.
Underneath it says, Mrs. Mary Tracy of Secaucus, New Jersey, buys her glowworm sink cleanser at a supermarket Piggly Wiggly. Now, every month they use a different woman in the ad.
Don't tell me. They pick you.
Isn't it exciting? Oh, Ed, I'm so excited about it. Oh, gosh.
Boy, I'll tell you, I'm going to tell Trixie.
Listen, I was in the supermarket this afternoon. The way the whole thing happened, I'm reaching my arm up on the shelf to get a can of the cleanser, see?
Yeah.
Now, this man comes up to me and he says, how would you like to be in the ad? And I said, yes, so he's coming over tonight to take my picture.
Hey, that's wonderful. Wonderful news, Alice. I'll tell Trixie all about it. I gotta
Okay.
get up. Oh, Alice, if you ever get your picture on a calendar, let me have them, will you?
Hi, Ralph.
Hello. Well, I don't know how long I can go on driving a bus for a living. It's finally catching up with me. I think everybody's going nuts. Did you ever notice one of those signs in front of the bus? It says, don't talk to the bus driver while the bus is in motion.
Well, sure, everybody sees it.
All right, a guy gets on the bus on 46th Street. Where do you think he sits? Right behind me. You know, in the first seat. I don't mind that, but then he starts to talk to me. He says, drive a little slower. Watch out for that taxi. Pull away from the curb slower. Well, I don't mind this, but when he tells me why didn't I shave this morning, I got real hot. So I open the door, get up, pick him up, and throw the bum off of the bus.
And you did the right thing, Ralph.
No, I did the wrong thing. It was an inspector for the bus company. Everything has to happen to me.
Gee, that's terrible, Ralph.
When I got the bus back to the depot, they took me up on the carpet. It's a good thing I had a good record. I would have been out.
Oh. Well,
Just
forget
my
about
luck.
it, honey. Just forget about it, because I got wonderful news for you.
Well, I could use a little good news. Believe me, if there's anything that expression about the luck of the Irish, my name must be Herman Schultz. Go ahead, sweetie. Tell me your good news.
They have picked me to be next month's glowworm girl.
Next month's glowworm girl.
Yeah.
Well, there is the solution to all my problems. Would you mind telling me what a glowworm girl is?
This is a glowworm girl, and next month my picture is going to be right in this magazine, and I'm going to be the one standing next to that sink.
Well, now, there's a big deal. Now I heard everything. I heard of Miss Cotton Bowl, Miss Orange Bowl, Miss Rhinegold, and now my wife, Miss Stopped Up Sink.
I thought you'd be happy about it, Ralph.
Why should I be happy? If I wanted a career girl to marry, I would have married Sylvia Hogsback. She owns that newsstand down in the corner, and the dough comes in pretty good, too. Well, forget about this. This is all out.
What do you mean it's all out? Why can't I do it?
Because I don't want you to.
Well, why?
Well, the first thing, it's stuff to clean a sink. Then you start modeling for shampoo. And you start modeling for lipstick.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, I can see what happens. I open a magazine one day, and there's your picture. And under your picture, it has a little saying. And the saying says, I dreamt I danced at the Waldorf last night in my corduroy gym bloomers.
Ralph, just think, all the people in the neighborhood are going to see my pictures up on all the subway posters.
Oh, sure, and all the kids in the neighborhood will be drawing mustaches under your nose.
You don't have to make a federal case out of it. I don't intend to be a model. It's only for one picture.
I don't care what it's for. You're not becoming a cover girl.
And what's wrong with being a cover girl?
Because all the cover girls I ever saw were uncovered.
I don't know what you're building up to, Ralph. I do not know what you're building. All I know is that this man came up to me and asked me if I wanted to be in the ad holding a can of glowworm cleanser standing next to the sink. And what's more, he said my husband was going to be in the picture kissing me because we used their cleanser.
Your husband's in the picture with you? He said that, huh? Well, that sort of like puts a different light on things. After all, with me in the picture, it'll be more respectable, you know.
There he is.
How do you do, Mr.
How do you
Cramden?
do?
Mrs. Cramden,
Yes.
how do you do? I'm Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
Now, I'm from the Burke Advertising Agency, and one of our accounts is Glowworm Cleanser. So I guess you know why we're here.
Yes, I've been expecting you. This is my husband, Mr. Cramden.
Yes, so I thought, how do you do, Mr. Cramden?
How do you do, Mr.
are you,
Harrison?
sir?
Fine.
Now, can I take a look at your sink, please,
Yeah,
sir?
go right ahead.
All right. There we are. It's just like I always say, Mr. Cramden. A clean sink, a happy home.
Yeah.
All right, boys, now you can set up the cameras.
Say, you know, Mr. Harrison, this glowworm sink cleaner's all right, you know? You know, we've been living here for about 12 years. This is the only stuff that'll get the ring out of the tub.
Ralph.
Mr. Harrison, we're all ready.
All right.
Mrs. Cramden.
Yes.
Suppose you step over to the sink and hold a can of our cleanser.
Here you are. Now, where do you want me to stand, here?
Oh, no, not there, Mr. Cramden.
Well, where do you want me to stand?
Oh, anywhere, just as long as you're out of the way. Now, Martin, you stand over here by Mrs. Cramden. There you are. Now you look like the perfect husband and wife.
Wait a minute! He's not a husband, I am!
Well, I'm very sorry, Mr. Cramden, but we'll have to use Martin. You're not the type.
I'm not the type. I'm not the type. I've been married to her for 13 years. And those sink cleaners gotta come between us either. All right, everybody out.
Oh, but...
Get out! Don't Mr. Cramden me. And that stuff I told you about your cleaner's a lot of bunk. We still got a ring in the tub. Now get out.
Now, listen to me, Mr. Cramden, just for a minute. Now, you know, some people are the right type for certain ads, and some people are not. Now, while you're not right for this particular ad, well, there may be some other ads that... Say, wait a minute. Would you give us permission to use this picture with Mrs. Cramden if we promise to use you in another ad?
Oh, I'm the type for another ad?
That's right.
Well, I don't want to stand in your way, Alice. All right. Where would you like me to stand for this?
Well, now, you stand right over here by the door, Mr. Cramden. Next to me. Now, that'll be fine. Now, here's what you do. Take a deep breath. Now, exhale and hold it.
Is that it?
That's fine.
Well, I guess you're not the only cover girl in the family, honey. What magazine is this going to be in?
Well, you're going to be in a lot of magazines, Mr. Cramden. You'll be in a picture with another man. Now, I'm sure you've seen lots of those ads. You know, it says underneath, are you slim, trim, and 30?
Slim, trim, and 30, huh? That's me.
No, you're fat, flabby, and 40.
All right, everybody out! Get out! How about the gall of that guy? Got the nerve to take my picture and then he insults me.
Listen, Ralph, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but they didn't come up here to take your picture. They came up here to take my picture. And if you had kept your big fat mouth shut, my picture would have been in that magazine. And if you want to know something else, it would have been a very big thrill for me.
I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mind you having your picture in a thing. It's just that all the other guys are looking at you. Guess I'm just a little jealous of you, that's all. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going down the corner and have a meatloaf.
Ralph,
Yeah?
I got some stew on the stove.
Yeah? You know, one of these days, pow, right in the kissing.
Don't try to talk me out of it. You can't talk me out of it. It's no use, I tell you. I've made up my mind.
But he's still your husband.
Yeah, well, he won't be for long. I hate him, I tell you, I hate him.
But you loved him once.
Yeah, what did I know about love? I was just a young kid full of romantic ideas. Then he comes along and feeds me all that stuff about spend the rest of my life living like a queen. And I believed him. Oh, you don't know what it's been like living with a man like that all these years. Every time he kisses me, I get violently sick inside. Oh, it's no use, I tell you. I've got to get rid of him.
But you can't resort to murder.
It's the only way out. I'm killing him tonight.
Oh, you're wonderful, Alice. You know the lines perfectly. Oh, you're going to be great in the play.
Oh, thanks, Trixie. I just hope I'll be as good as you are.
Oh, you'll be wonderful. Just wait till Ralph sees you up on that stage. Hey, you haven't told him about it yet, have you?
No, Ralph would be furious. Even though the club is doing this thing for charity, Ralph hates to see me get up on the stage. He says I, have no talent and I embarrass him.
When he sees you on that stage and you're a hit, he'll feel differently. I haven't told Ed that I'm in this play either because I was afraid he would tell Ralph. Oh, these husbands, they're all alike. They never think that you can do anything.
Well, and when those two... Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Come in.
Here's the medicine from the drugstore.
Oh, thanks, honey. Wait a minute. I'll give you a tip. Gee, I don't have any change. Here, how about a banana?
No, thanks. I'm not a monkey.
Well, how about a nice tangerine?
No, thanks.
What's the matter? Don't you like fruit?
No, it ain't that. See, everywhere I go, though, I never get money anymore. They always offer me grapes and pears and apples and tangerines. If this keeps up, I'll have to trade in my bicycle for a push cart.
How do you like that?
Hey, Alice, what's this medicine for?
Oh, this isn't medicine. These are vitamin pills for Ralph. The doctor said it'd be good for him, and, well, you know what a baby Ralph is.
Yeah.
So I decided tonight I'll just drop one in his tomato juice and come home for dinner.
Alice, do you think we ought to rehearse those lines just once more?
You know something? That'd be a very good idea.
Yeah.
For Trixie. Today I've been so busy rehearsing the lines and getting dinner ready, I haven't even made up the bed yet. Come on in the bedroom with me. We'll run over the lines while I'm straightening up, okay?
Great.
Now, don't try to talk me out of it. It's no use, I tell you. I've made up my mind.
But he's still your husband.
Yeah? Well, he won't be much longer. I hate him, I tell you. I hate him.
But you loved him once.
Yeah, what did I know of love? I was just a young kid with romantic ideas. So he fed me all that stuff about spending the rest of my life like a queen, and I believed it. Well, you don't know what it's like living with a man like that all these years. Every time he kisses me, I get violently sick inside. I've made up my mind. I've got to get rid of him.
Oh, but you couldn't resort to murder.
It's my only way out. I'm killing him tonight.
Alice, does your mother know about this?
Well, when I told her about it, she was all for it.
How about the old lady being all for it? One of these days. Pow! Right back. Don't let on we know anything about what they just said. We'll make believe we just walked in here. I'm going to handle this my own way. Shut the door. Alice, it's me. I'm home.
Hello, Ralph. Hi, Ed.
Hi, Alice.
Gee, I'm glad you're home early, honey. I fixed you a wonderful dinner. Everything you like. Roast beef, mashed potatoes, apple pie. I hope you're hungry.
I was, but I sort of lost my appetite.
I guess I'll go up and fix dinner.
Oh, wait a minute, Trixie. I'll go with you. I want to borrow your carving knife.
Sure.
Did you hear that, pal? Yeah. She wants to borrow a carving knife. I never thought I'd end up a blue plate special. Get a load of the meal she's got ready for me. Roast beef, mashed potatoes, apple pie. I'm wise to her. She's trying to fatten me up so I'll be a better target.
And the condemned man ate a hearty meal.
Will you shut up? What is she doing this for? I've been a perfect husband all my life. I know I haven't made enough money to take her to nightclubs and buy her fancy clothes and all of that. But I've been a perfect husband. Why should she want to do this all of a sudden?
Yeah, you'd think she'd done it years ago.
Did you hear what she said about her never loving me? Like when we were first married, she couldn't wait till I got home from work. She was always waiting with my slippers, my pipe, my papers.
Waiting at the door, huh?
At the door, down by the subway. of all the things she said, the one thing that got me right here was when she said whenever I kissed her, she got violently sick.
How do you feel when she kisses you?
Oh, I'm still in love with her. Ed, I'm still in love with her. When I kiss her, I get weak, knees tremble, I break out in a sweat.
How do you like that? She makes you sick, too, huh?
I never thought it would come to this.
Let me tell you something. You never can tell about marriages, Ralph. Take my brother Willie, for instance. He got married. It was beautiful at first. Beautiful. Just like it is with all newlyweds, you know. Then, as the newness of the marriage wore off and they got into the routine, they didn't like each other. Matter of fact, as time went on, they couldn't stand aside of each other.
How long were they married?
4 days.
Norton, you're a mental case. Well, I ain't taking this laying down, see? I'm not taking it laying down. I'm not going to commit suicide over this. Oh, that's what she'd like me to do, to commit suicide. I kill myself before I commit suicide.
Oh, I think I hear Alice coming down the stairs now.
All right, don't crack that we know anything. I want to handle this my way.
Sorry I was so long, honey. Sit down. Dinner will be right on the table.
Norton, I think you better run along upstairs. I'd like to have a talk with my wife alone.
Yeah. See you tomorrow, Ralph. I hope.
I'll be with you in a minute, honey.
Alice, this might come as news to you, but I'm on to your entire game.
What do you mean?
Look out with that. Look out. You know what I mean. I heard you in the bedroom with Trixie.
Oh.
I heard you. I'll hate him. I hate him. I'll kill him.
Listen, Ralph. I know how you feel, but I've been in a mental rut lately. Everything gets so dull. And you gotta understand, Ralph, this is something that I have always wanted to do.
I suppose your mother likes it too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, it was my mother's idea.
What does your father think of that idea?
Oh, he likes it. He said he'd like to buy tickets and see it.
He did, huh?
Yeah, all my relatives are excited about it. My sister may even come in from Pittsburgh.
You're pretty cool about this whole thing, aren't you? I suppose you'll go out and celebrate when it's over.
Well, as a matter of fact, my friends are giving a cocktail party for me.
Well, I did it. I did it. I'm leaving.
Now, listen, Ralph, you just sit down and calm down.
Leave me alone.
Oh, come on. It's not that important. You're getting all excited. Sit down here and drink your juice.
What did you put in that tomato juice?
A vitamin pill.
A vitamin pill? A vitamin pill? You got the gall to tell me that was a vitamin pill? After I heard you in the bedroom with Trixie, planning to kill me, going upstairs for a carbonite, and just because I didn't give you the chance to use it, now you're trying to poison me and tell me that that's a vitamin pill? You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. All right, Ralph. That is poison in there. And if I can't kill you, I'm going to kill myself.
Wait a minute! What did you do? Alice! Sweetie! Wait a minute, baby. I love you. I love you, baby. But I love you. Because of your took the put one killed me. She took poison. Rub her hands. I'll get the first aid for her. Alice, I love you, baby. Norton, I'm too nervous. You look up poison. Baby, I love you. You mean everything in the world to me. Please, honey.
His copper. I got a copper.
Cover my top. What the look up poison? Sweetie, I love you.
It's poison.
What does it say?
Take the whites of 2 eggs and
Whites of
drink
2
with a
eggs?
mixture of vinegar and milk.
Mixture of vinegar and milk. She's getting hysterical. She's going nuts now.
Ralph.
Take it easy, baby.
Of course I'm hysterical. I wasn't trying to kill you, honey. What you heard was Trixie and I rehearsing lines for the play our club is putting on.
Norton, get out. We're going to have a fight. for the first time since I've been married to you, I'm going to beat you up.
Oh, no, you're not, Ralph.
Oh, I'm not, huh?
No, you're not, because you love me. I'm everything in the world to you.
Yeah? Who said that?
You said that just a minute ago when you thought I'd taken the poison.
Oh, I did I?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I do.
Oh.
What's that, Alice?
Hi, Ian.
Ralph home yet?
No, he's not, but I expect him any minute. Oh, thanks. Oh, Ed, you shouldn't have done that. You get the dirt all over the people in the street.
Why not? It's Saturday. They got to take a bath anyway. Hey, Ralph's usually home by this time, ain't he?
Yeah, but he's got to wait for his pay envelope tonight. He's got to stand on line. Boy, and I sure am glad it's pay night. There isn't a cent in the house. You know, I don't know where all the money goes to. Every Saturday night he comes home, he gives me the paycheck. By Monday, the whole thing is gone. For the rest of the week, I got to laugh at all the butcher's jokes so I can buy the meat on credit.
Alice, you know what you ought to do?
What?
Live on a budget like Trixie and me. Every single week she sets aside $5 for clothes, $10 for rent, $2 for gas and electricity, $4 for food.
Hey, wait a minute. $4 for food? How can she manage?
Very simple. 5 times a week we eat at her mother's.
Well, the breadwinner is home. Hiya, Norton.
Yes, sir, Ralph.
Hiya, sweetie.
Hi, honey.
That's what I like, a little appetizer before dinner. Oh, by the way, there is the pay envelope. You know, Norton, I just figured it out. It doesn't even pay me to go to work. You know what comes out of my envelope before I get it? Income tax, Social Security tax, unemployment insurance agency tax. I have to pay the union dues. Then she gets it. She pays the grocer, the rent, the butcher, the baker, and I get what's left. Believe me, if I had a hole in my pocket, I wouldn't even bother to sew it up.
Well, I gotta go. I gotta get upstairs.
Hey, wait a minute. What was that racket was going on up in your apartment last night?
Oh, last night, the Grovemans were visiting with us. You know, Charlie and his wife always fight. We were sitting around, you know, having a cup of coffee.
Yeah?
All of a sudden, Charlie's old lady throws a cup at him. Then she hurls the sauce at him. Then Charlie starts to belt her with a spoon. Before you know it, they're fighting, kicking, scratching.
Why didn't you stop?
Why should I? Our television set is broke. I had to have something to watch.
Norton, you are a mental case. Now go ahead upstairs and get dressed. We go out tonight for a little Chinese food.
Oh, that's right. I'll be right down with Trixie as soon as we're dressed in a proper attire.
Say. You know, Alice, I don't know about you, but I am starving to death.
Oh, me too, Ralph.
You know where I'll take you? Remember that Chinese restaurant we first went to? Over
Yeah.
on Flatbush Avenue, the Royal Chinese Gardens?
Hey.
That's the place.
That's kind of a classy place, Ralph. Don't you think it's too expensive?
So what? You get good food. All the truck drivers eat there. I'm going to start off with a little wonton soup. Then I'll have some spare ribs, some egg roll, some sub-gum chop suey, some butterfly shrimp, and some fried rice.
You know what I could really go for tonight? Some lobster cantonese.
And lobster cantonese you will have. And you can be assured that it's going to be good, too. You know, the owner of that place is a personal friend of mine.
Oh, yeah?
I went to school with him. Good old Irving Shapiro.
Well, come on, honey. You better get dressed and get out of there.
All right, sweetie.
Ralph! Ralph,
What's it say?
we regret to inform you that your services are no longer required. Good luck in any future undertaking the Gotham Bus Company.
Now, that's it. That's it. And through, done, finished, washed up. After 12 years of loyal service to the bus company, they throw me out like an old inner tube. Well, 12 years of driving that bus uptown, crosstown, downtown. And what have I got to show for it? A pair of shiny pants.
Oh, don't take it so hard, Ralph.
Don't take it hard, huh? 12 years I gave them. The best years of my life. Treated them like the best kind of service beyond any ordinary duty. Drove the bus when I had the flu. I drove it when I had a broken rib. I drove it when my sacroiliac was out of place. I'm the only bus driver that had to have his tonsils taken out during his lunch hour.
Ralph, never mind, honey. There are plenty of jobs.
Jobs? Plenty of jobs, huh?
Sure.
I'll tell you what kind of jobs they are. Here. Chauffeur, $25 a week. Can we live on $25 a week? There's another one, chicken plucker, $15 a week. Can we live on $15 a week? I'll have to learn how to pluck a chicken and drive a cab at the same time.
Never mind, honey. You can always make a living.
How can I make a living? I haven't got any trade. So I haven't any occupation. I couldn't even go on What's My Line.
Honey, I'd like to help out. Maybe I can get back the job that I had when we first met.
No, you're not going riveting in any Navy yard.
But, Ralph...
No, not going to have a wife of mine work.
Ralph, look, we got to have some money. So hock this, and you can live on it until you get a job.
What's the matter with you? You crazy or something? I told you when I got to this, you'd never have to take it off. And I meant it.
Hello, what do you want for egg roll?
Ed, I think you and Trixie better go along without us.
What's the matter?
You two been fighting again?
Nah, I lost my job.
Sorry to hear about that, Ralph. Wish I could get your job working with me down the sewers. They're not taking on any unskilled laborers. Hey, listen, don't let this spoil the evening. We'll still go out to dinner. It'll be my treat, Omni. What do you say?
Oh, no, Ed, we can't let you pay for it. And the way things are now, we got to hang on to the whatever money we have.
And how you feel, pal? I remember when I was a kid, my father lost his job. I'd have worked for years. Didn't have nothing. Very poor. I didn't even have a toy to play with. Then I remember one Easter, uncle of mine come to the house, brought me one of those candy rabbits. Well, I loved it. Played with it, showed it to everybody. Finally, it got so dirty I had to eat it. Well, I'll go upstairs and tell Trixie and I'll go. Ralph, you're a sweet kid.
Look, there's only one way we can exist. You gotta go back to your mother and live there for a while.
Well, what about you?
Well, I'll get out of town, I'll get another job, and when I make good, I'll send for you.
Oh, no, Ralph. Running away isn't the answer, and besides, we're no good apart. Whatever you do, wherever you go, I'm sticking with you. Come in.
You got a nerve showing up here. What happened? You did to me today? This is the guy that put that little note in my envelope. This is the guy that makes out the payroll for the bus company.
What's the matter, Ralph? What are you sore at?
What am I sore at? I'll tell you what I'm sore at. There.
Well, all this says is the gang's going bowling tonight. If you want to go, I'll be by to pick you up.
Yeah, but on the other side, it says I'm fired.
That's a hot one. We haven't used these forms in years. I just keep them around the office for scrap paper.
Dutch, I ought to frank you. Why did you scare my wife like that?
Oh, you're not sore, are you?
No, I'm not sore, but I'm not going forward either. I have a very heavy day with my wife. By the way, Dutch, I'd like to meet my wife.
Hi, Dad.
Hello? Goodbye.
Sore. Hey, Norton! Hey, Norton! Get dressed. We're going. Hey! No, that was pretty nice. You know, about sticking with me and everything. You're just about the greatest. You know that, don't you? Give me a large kiss. All right. All right. Where are they? Where are they?
Don't yell at me, Ralph. I told you not to try and figure out your income tax yourself.
I can do it, Alice. I can do it if it wasn't for you. I told you I got this alphabetical folder to put all the bills in. I look in here and there's one piece of paper in there. And what do you think it says? It's a recipe for crab meat upside down cake.
Now listen here, Ralph. I put all the bills right over there on top of the bureau in a very neat pile.
Oh, yeah. Sure. They're in a neat pile, all right. Beautiful pile. I went over one of these papers 48 times before I found out it was an old bowling score. Now, what is an old bowling score doing in a pile of bills?
I told you don't yell at me. I'm not one of your bus passengers, you know. And furthermore, you don't have to be going through all of this stuff. My brother said he'd do this for you for $1.
What does your brother know about income tax? He doesn't even have an income.
Oh, yes, he does.
Yeah, but unemployment insurance isn't taxable.
Don't you talk about my brother. You're no howling success, you know. You and your $42.50 a week.
Will you shut up, the neighbors?
$42.50 a week.
Shut up!
$42.50 a week.
One of these days, boy. One of these days. Pow! Right in the kiss. What's the matter with you? Do you want the neighbors to hear everything? Do you want my salary to leak out?
Your salary couldn't even drip out.
Don't stain me, Alice. Don't stain me, because I'm already stained.
Now, I'll tell you something else. You know, I didn't have to marry you, Ralph Cramden.
Yeah?
I was already engaged to somebody else when I met you.
Is that so? I happen to have met that no-account bum that you were engaged to. Oh, boy. There was a soul. Why didn't you marry him?
Everybody thinks I did.
Your information, kiddo. My $42.50 would be plenty if it wasn't for your extravagance.
My extravagance? I want to tell you something, Ralph Cramden.
Yeah?
Last week I went to the butcher's and I bought a leg of lamb. The following day we had roast lamb. Then we had lamb stew. Then we had cream lamb. Then last night you had lamb croquettes and I put the rest of the lamb in your box luncheon for today. And this'll show you just how extravagant I am, my good man. What do you want me to do with this? Take it back to the butcher and find out the trade-in value on it?
I applaud you. I applaud you. The first lady of the land. They should have made you Secretary of the Treasury. You're so smart. Sit down here and help me with the income tax form.
All right.
Just let's take it calm and cool with no arguing, just for about 5 minutes.
All right, Ralph.
It's as simple if you go about it right. They're very plain and understandable. I think that lamb's ready to go. All right. It says here, take item 5 or item 6 if you're married. However, if you've already deducted on item 2C, take some total of deduction and enter it on page 4, item B. Then you add the totals and you enter it as item indicated in item A.
Got the answer?
Are you kidding? I'm dropping dead from the question.
I don't know what's wrong with you, Ralph. An idiot could figure that out.
Don't worry, I'll get it. Let's see. Let's skip that for a minute. We'll look at deductions. Here you are, bad debts.
You can't claim any bad debts. Everybody that owes us money's paid us back.
Well, business losses.
And you haven't had any business losses.
Here's something we might be able to claim. Losses due to fire, theft, hurricanes, or explosions.
Ralph, we can't claim that either. In this house, we have not had any fires, thefts, hurricanes, or explosions.
I guess I'm just about the unluckiest guy in the world. Well, I don't know what to do. Taxes the way they are. Everything costing what it costs. 79 cents for a dozen eggs. Why should a dozen eggs cost 79 cents? It takes a hen no longer to lay a dozen eggs than it did when they were 30 cents a dozen. And there's another. That perfume I got you the other day. I had to pay a 20% luxury tax. Not only that, but I had to pay a city tax, a county tax, a state tax, and a federal tax. If I hadn't have bought you that perfume, the whole country would have gone broke.
Oh, what are you being so pessimistic for? Prices are coming down. You know, the butcher told me just the other day the price of milk is coming down.
That's what you said. That's what he says, and that's what the farmer says. But have they checked with the original source, the cow? No, sir. I defy anybody to bring milk down if the cow wants to keep it up. Well, I don't know what to do. The way I figure it out, I gotta send him $15. Where am I gonna get $15?
Don't look at me. I haven't got it.
What do you say, Robbie boy?
Hey. What? You want to do me a favor? Will you lend me $15?
Gee, Ralph, I'd like to help you out, but yesterday I bought a present for Trixie. I spent my last cent. You know how it is with women. Once in a while, you gotta buy them a present to prove you still love them.
What'd you get her?
No broom. What do you want the $15 for?
Well, I'm figuring out the income tax, and the way it comes out, I gotta send the government $15. I don't understand it. I still have to send them $15 after all of that stuff they withheld out of my salary. You know, sometimes I wish they'd keep my salary and let me take home the withholding.
Well, don't complain. Everybody's got to pay taxes. The government tries to be just as fair as they can.
That's right, Ralph. You got the wrong attitude. The government tries to be very helpful. Take this here, joint income tax. That's very convenient.
What's convenient about joint income tax?
Well, that way, both the husband and wife can go to prison together.
You are a mental case. You were ready for Bellevue.
Hey, wait a minute. Maybe you don't have to send the government $15. Let me see now. Maybe there's some deductions you didn't deduct.
I looked at everything. There's no deductions.
How about medical expenses?
It says here, you're only allowed to deduct from your medical expenses if your doctor bills amount to over 5% of your total income for a year. I have to get some very serious illness to do that.
Well, maybe if you're lucky, you can catch pneumonia before March 15th.
Now, what makes you think I could catch pneumonia? I'm perfectly healthy.
That's the best time to catch pneumonia. You got better resistance. Listen, after you're through with this, come on upstairs. We'll play some pinochle.
How can I play pinochle? I just told you I haven't got a cent.
Come upstairs anyway. I'll play solitaire. You can watch.
He's due any day. Well, I gotta have $15, and I ain't got $15.
Wait a minute. Didn't I see you put exactly $15 in the sugar bowl for that new bowling ball you're gonna get?
Yes, you did. And I'm going to use the $15 to get the new bowling ball, too.
You are?
Yes, I deprived myself of a lot of things to get that bowling ball, and I'm going to get it. Come in.
Oh,
Hello, Alice.
good evening.
Hello, Ralph.
Hello, Father.
I was just coming down the hall, and I thought I heard somebody in here.
Yeah. Make Father a cup of tea or something.
Oh,
No, don't bother, Alice. I can only stay a minute. I'm afraid that every time I see you, I'm always asking you for money, and I'm afraid that's the purpose of my visit again. You see, this time I'm collecting to aid the hungry and the homeless abroad. No doubt you're aware that people in other countries are not as fortunate as we are here. We, who by comparison have so much, should share a little with those less fortunate.
Yeah. It's $15.
Thank you, Ralph. God bless you.
Welcome.
God bless you.
thank you.
Of course, this doesn't get you out of coming Sundays.
Oh, don't want to be there. Don't worry.
Well, Ralph, you gave the father our $15. What are we going to do about the tax?
I'll get it some way. I'll do an extra shift down at the bus depot. You know something? I didn't mean that before, what I said about income taxes. Boy, we should give everything to the government, especially this government. We're living in a great country. This is the greatest country in the world. We got parks for the kids, Everybody's free to say what they think, do, and please. It's a great place. You know something? We're pretty lucky, even though we didn't have a hurricane, a fire, or an explosion.
You know something, honey? I love you.
Baby, you're the greatest.
What are you doing? Can a man get any sleep on his day off?
I'm just getting Aunt Ethel a cup of coffee.
Aunt
Ethel. I'm telling you, that woman has got to go.
She'll be leaving soon. She just came here to spend the holidays.
The holidays, that's a laugh. She got here Thanksgiving Day. She won't leave till the 4th of July.
Why don't you go back to bed? What did I do with the milk? Oh.
What are you doing now?
If you really have to know, I'm giving Aunt Ethel some milk with her coffee.
What, is she out on the ledge?
No, stupid, the milk is. I forgot to get ice yesterday.
Will you stop that? I'll open it.
Oh, come on. Nothing works around here.
Look out. What's the matter with the window?
It's stuck.
Now, there's a brilliant observation. Did you sit down and figure it out, or did it just come to you like a flash? I know it's stuck.
Well, you gotta pull harder than that, Ralph.
If I pull any harder, I'll lift the whole building off the ground.
Why don't you push the top window down, and then maybe you can reach the milk from there?
Big brain.
Now, look out, you might fall out.
Won't that be a catastrophe? Then Aunt Ethel will have to have a coffee black. Look, get me a pot and I'll scoop it up.
Here. Oh. Now you've done it, Ralph.
Well, tell your Aunt Ethel to run down and lap it up before the cats get at it. Sleep.
Is the coffee ready yet, Ellen?
In a minute, Auntie. Ralph, you will have to get up and go down to Krause's and get a bottle of milk for Aunt Ethel.
All right.
Who's got to go where to get what for who?
I just wanted you to go.
Nobody here is going anywhere but your Aunt Ethel, and you're packing her valise.
Will you be quiet? She'll hear you.
She'll hear me. Oh, no, she won't hear me. The only thing she hears is when you yell, dinner is ready. Did you see her eating last night? You see what she did to the turkey? You see her packing it in? She cleared that table like a hurdler.
Oh, will you look who's talking? Just look who's talking. Soon as you sat down at that table, you grabbed the biggest turkey leg.
Only in self-defense.
Well, you don't have to worry about it. She's only going to be here a short while.
Only a short while. You see the stuff she brought in with her? 3 valises, 2 hat boxes, 2 trunks, and about 9 boxes covered with heavy rope. I've seen explorers leave for Africa with less than that.
Now, what are you complaining about? She's not getting in your way.
Not getting in my way, huh? Yesterday, I tried to go into the bathroom to take a shower. She's in there brushing her teeth. I said, can I get in there? She says, I'm brushing my teeth. Well, I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and I wait 15 minutes. Finally, she comes out. I go in and I get into the tower. I'm just about soaping myself. She says, bang, bang, bang. Let me in there, Ralph. Let me in. I said, you just brushed your teeth, Aunt Ethel. She says, I know, but I left them on a sink.
Why don't you dry up?
Dry up, huh?
Oh, so you're up, huh? Oh, well. How's my favorite nephew this morning, huh?
Just dandy.
What's the weather like out?
Beautiful. Just the sort of day to go traveling.
Say, why don't we get this cot out of the room here and have breakfast? Come on, Ralph. Come on, I'll help you.
All right. Pull it up on that end.
and pins and pins and needles.
One of these days, Paul, I'm gonna kiss you. I'm going in and take a shower.
Oh, wait. Would you mind if I go in and brush my teeth first?
Let me have them. I'll brush them for you.
Well, just go ahead, Aunt Ethel. Ralph's just joking.
Huh? That's all right. I won't be but a minute.
That's the last straw. She's getting out of here.
Now listen, Ralph. I know she's been a bit of a bother. But after all, she's been all alone since Timmy died. When he was alive, she wasn't so lonely as she had somebody she could think about and cook for and care about and look after.
Yeah, well, why doesn't she buy another cocker spaniel? I'm telling you, I'm not getting any sleep sitting on this couch. Every night at 12 o'clock, she comes out of that bedroom and walks over to the Frigidaire for something to eat. Then on the way back, she drops some food on my bed. My cot looks like a smorgasbord table.
All right. I'll go in and talk to her. I don't know what I'll think of, but I'll think of something.
Well, so you're still sleeping in the kitchen, huh?
She's still here.
You know something, Ralph? You shouldn't put yourself out like this. I can remember last year, Trixie's mother come to visit us. Wanted me to sleep in the kitchen, you know. I wouldn't have any part of it. I didn't do it. I want to stay to my brothers. Hey.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh, it would have been a good idea, but I had to sleep in the kitchen there, too.
Well, I gotta do something. I'm going nuts.
Hey, Ralph, I got an idea. I've been thinking about it. Why don't you just stick your head out the window, see, and yell fire?
Well, how about the rest of the people in the house? They'll think the joint's on fire, too.
That's simple. You just yell, fire, and Ethel.
You are a mental case.
I got a better idea. You send her a wire, see, send her a telegram. Say, come home at once. Sign it, your loving husband.
She ain't married.
What'd she leave home for?
Just leave me alone so I can think. Hey, wait a minute. I got an idea.
What?
I'll tell her my back is acting up again. I'll tell her the only thing that straightens us out is if I sleep in a soft bed and get plenty of peace and quiet.
Well, that sounds like a good idea. How are you going to get sick?
Huh. Just watch me.
My goodness, what's the matter? What's the matter?
It's my back again.
Oh, well, my goodness, you must be in terrible pain.
It's only one thing fixes it, Anna. I just gotta get in a soft bed and just get plenty of peace and quiet.
Oh, well, that settles it. Alice, we'll start unpacking right this minute.
Oh, but Aunt Ethel, you just told me in the bedroom a few minutes ago that you were leaving this afternoon to visit Cousin Mildred.
Oh, but I can't go now. Oh, no. Why, it's my duty to stay here and nurse poor Ralph back to health again. Oh, yes, and about that soft bed. You know that's a lot of modern fooling around. Now, there's only one cure for a bad back. Now, starting tonight, you are going to sleep right here on this nice hard wood floor.
Hey, Ralph, now's the time to yell fire, and Ethel.
Will you get out of here?
Just trying to help. When you're sleeping tonight, watch out for the splinters.
Well, Ralph, looks like your little plan backfired.
One of these days, you too, pow, right in the kisser.
How's your back, Ralph? Your back hurt you, Ralph?
Pretty funny, huh? It's real funny. My back is sore and it's real funny, isn't it? Yeah. You know something, honey?
What?
You're married to a maniac.
Oh, and I love you.
You're the greatest. Huh? That's the last time I'm ever going to a movies with that Ed Norton.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? Every time there was a love scene, he put his arm around Trixie and started to hug her.
And what's wrong with that? I happen to think that's very romantic.
Romantic, huh? I was sitting between them. When I go to a movie, I want to see a love scene, not be in it. Hey, were these lights on all the time we were out?
Sure, I left them on.
What's the matter with them? Mice afraid of the dark?
I happen to have read once in a magazine where when nobody's home, you leave a light burning. That way, if a burglar comes, he thinks somebody's home and he goes away.
Well, please leave the lights out and let a burglar come in if he wants. What could a burglar get in here anyway? And if he dropped something, we'd be ahead. I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Don't you want to have a cup of tea with me?
No, I'm too tired.
Why don't you sit with me, Ralph, and have a cup of tea?
If I had the strength to sit up, I'd have some tea.
Oh, all right. Sure you won't have a cup of tea, Ralph?
I said no!
You don't have to shout, Ralph. I wish once in a while you would try to behave a little bit like a gentleman. You could certainly take a lesson or two, you know, from that Ronald Coleman who was in that picture tonight. Oh, he was so suave and so smooth and so sophisticated. Why can't you be a little bit more like him?
What has Ronald Coleman got that I ain't got? What are you laughing at? I happen to know that Ronald Coleman in his underwear looks exactly like I do.
How would you know?
Never mind how I know. I knew a guy that knew him in the Army. That's my bathrobe.
Your bathrobe is hanging on the door where you left it this morning.
Boy, you certainly hand me a laugh.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe I'd be a little more like Ronald Coleman if you were a little more like Lana Turner. You know, Lana didn't look too bad in that picture either.
Well, how could she possibly look bad? She gets her hair done by Max Factor, her eyelashes by Max Factor, even the coloring is by Max Factor.
Yeah? Did you get a load of that figure in a bathing suit? She didn't get that from Max.
You always did go for the flashy blonde type. Now, me, I thought the other girl in the picture was much sweeter.
You mean the one that fell down the elevator shaft and lost her memory?
Yeah. That's the one. What was her name again?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Gee, you know, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Her name was, oh, you know her name, Ralph. She's the one that wrote the article in the movie magazine last month, the one that was called, How to Hold a Husband.
Well, if you don't know her name, why don't you call up her husband?
I can't. They were divorced last week. Mention some movie actresses' names.
Louise Fazenda, Marjorie Main, Shirley Temple, and Good Night.
Hey, forget about it, because it's not that important.
Now I can't sleep. Now I can't sleep, and it's your fault.
What do you mean it's my fault?
You know I can't sleep if I got anything on my mind, and I can't think of that dame's name.
I don't know her name. I'll find out what it is tomorrow.
Oh, no, you won't find out what it is tomorrow. You know I can't sleep if I'm thinking of something. I saw her in 1,000 pictures. It's very simple what her name is. She's got a very odd first name. Mention some odd first names.
Well, there's Jennifer and Myrna, Toby, Millicent.
Hey, wait a minute. That's it. Millicent. Millicent Brady. That sounds familiar.
It should. She lives next door.
I know what's the matter. We're going at this too hard. You know, when you try to rack your brain to think about something, it never comes to you. You gotta relax and be calm. Get on another subject entirely.
All right.
Let's just be relaxed. Any mail for me today?
Nothing.
What's her name? Hey, wait a minute. I know. Where's that paper I brought in tonight? They advertised the picture in the paper. I got it.
Oh.
It's the same paper.
Well,
Where's the theater section?
I think I wrapped the garbage in it, Ralph.
Oh, you're beautiful. Look out. Here it is. There's the ad. Lowe's Twilight. Burning Lips, starring Ronald Coleman and Lana Turner, and...
Well, what's the name?
I don't know. You got ketchup all over it. This is all your fault. You're not satisfied with putting ketchup on everything we eat. Now you gotta put ketchup on the garbage.
Now, you see? That's one of the neighbors at the door. All your hollering and screaming has awakened him. You happy big mouth.
Who's a happy big mouth? Who's a happy big mouth?
You heard me. You're a happy big mouth.
One of these days, Alice. One of these days. All right, you kiss.
Tell me what's going on. I can't get any sleep up there.
What's the name of that dame that was in the picture? Name the cast.
Ronald Coleman,
Yeah?
Lana Turner.
Go ahead, keep going, keep going.
You keep going. I'm still thinking of Lana Turner.
You gotta think of a name. What was the name of that girl that was in the fight with Ronald Coleman at the beginning of the picture?
I remember the scene. He slapped her in the face. And
Hey, wait a minute. The marquee is down the corner.
Well, look.
Stretch out the window. I'll get a chair. See if you can see the marquee from out there. Pull this down. Go ahead, pal. What's it say?
Burning lips.
Burning lips?
Be careful, Ed. You'll fall
Shut
out.
up. It's a chance we gotta take.
Ronald Coleman, Lana Turner.
Yeah? What's the next name?
Then there's another name.
What's the next name?
Ronald Reagan.
But what's between Lana Turner and Ronald Reagan?
Mr. Murphy's long underwear hanging on the line.
Here, listen to me.
Wait a minute. What's that? Come in.
What's going on here? All the neighbors are complaining. You better cut out the noise.
Look, I'm sorry about the noise. I'll tell you how it happened.
Don't tell me how it happened. You better cut out the racket or you'll tell it to the judge.
Judge. That's it. That's it.
What's it?
Arlene Judge. That's the name of the thing. Hey, thanks a lot, pal. We won't make any noise. Thanks, you, Officer,
Nolan. Jimmy Nolan.
Officer Jimmy Nolan. Thanks, pal.
Good night.
Night, night,
Good night. Well, baby, that settles that.
Hi, Alice. Hi, Trixie. Oh, you certainly must have had a good reason to go out on a day like this.
I sure did. One of the stores was having a sale, so I went down to buy some curtains, for the bathroom window.
Oh, yeah.
Same time I had my hair done.
Ah. Hey, look, I think the rain's stopping.
Oh, it always does as soon as I get home. Gee, it's a shame I didn't know. Before I went, I could have picked up a pair of curtains for you, too.
Oh, thanks anyway, Alice. But I don't hang curtains in the bathroom anymore. My Ed kept using them for towels.
Hey, Trix, you want to turn the oven off for me? I want to go in and get my slippers.
Oh, sure. What are you cooking?
Nothing. I just got my shoes in there.
Your shoes?
Yeah. They got soaking wet, so I put them in there to dry them out.
Well, I better be getting upstairs. I got something on the stove myself. See you later, Alice.
Okay, Trix.
What are you trying to do? Poison me?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about my lunch. That's what I'm talking about. What did you try to do? Make an Exhibit A in a murder case?
Just what's wrong with those sandwiches?
What's wrong with them? They were so bad the lunchbox got heartburn. Where did you ever get an idea for food like that?
I was just trying to think of something different for you, Ralph. I got the idea from a radio program from the Mystery Chef.
The mystery chef. If he cooks like that, no wonder he wants to keep his identity a secret. Look, you might as well know it now. The human body is like a machine. It's got to have the right fuel or it won't run. I'm not getting the right fuel in my lunchbox.
All right, Ralph, you'll get fuel. Tomorrow I'll stick a lump of coal in your lunchbox.
Yeah, it'll taste a lot better than what I had today.
Yeah?
There wasn't enough in there to feed a bird. You know what Fred Harvey's wife gives him for lunch? 3 roast beef sandwiches, 2 hard-boiled eggs, a container of soup, bread and butter, a thermos full of coffee, a couple of pieces of pie, and plenty of fruit. He brushes more food off his vest than I have in my lunchbox.
I suppose you're not wasting away.
Yes, I am wasting away. I was a lot heavier than this. Where do you think all the fat went?
Up there, fathead.
Don't start anything. Don't start anything. Let me have my dinner.
Your dinner isn't fixed, and I'm not going to fix it. Since you've become the food expert around here, you can fix it yourself. I'm going up to Trixie's.
All right, I will fix it myself. And I'll do a better job than you could. You hear me? It did go to the floor. Empty contents and add can of water. Empty contents and add can of water. I'm going nuts!
Hey, Alice just come in to see Trixie, and boy, she's plenty steamed. What happened?
She's steamed. She's steamed. I should have been steamed. You know what I had for lunch?
I don't know.
Neither did I, and I had to eat it. Tell me something. When you go to work, what do you take with you for lunch?
Oh, please don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. The same old thing every day. Peanut butter sandwiches, and more peanut butter sandwiches. I'm telling you, it's terrible, Ralph.
Well, why don't you complain to Trixie about it?
What for? I make my own sandwiches.
You are a mental case. It isn't bad enough that I have a crummy lunch. I come home, my supper isn't even ready.
Hey, listen. You know the trouble with you? Hey, that oven's hot. Hey, maybe Alice did fix your dinner. Something in there, Ralph.
What are shoes doing in the oven?
Maybe Alice didn't have money enough to buy food.
I'll find out what they're doing in there. I'll find out. Alice! Come on down here! There's shoes in the oven.
Hey, Ralph, I was just thinking. Now I know what you had in your sandwiches for lunch today.
What?
Pair of socks.
If a guy ever comes walking toward you with a white coat on, run. It ain't a good humor, man. I don't know. Women aren't like our mothers used to be anymore. They don't sew. They send out the laundry. They get babysitters to sit with the kids. They don't cook. I'm telling you, Norton, women are on their way out.
I got one question. Which
What?
way did they go?
Want to see me, Ralph?
Yeah, I'd like to see you. What were these shoes doing in the oven?
What'd you think it was, stupid? Your dinner?
After what I had today, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Why not? Tonight we can have oven-baked wedgies. Tomorrow we can have some broiled bedroom slippers. And then Sunday we can have the PhD resistance. Roasted sneakers.
If you're quite finished, Ralph, I would like to say something to you.
Do you mind leaving us alone? We'd like to have this out in private.
No. I was just going anyway, Ralph. Roasted sneakers.
All right. What were the open-toed hamburgers doing in the oven?
I'll tell you, Ralph. I went out shopping today to buy some curtains for the bathroom. It started to rain, Ralph. It poured. I got soaking wet. I came home and I put them in the oven to dry them out.
You had to go shopping for shower curtains, huh? Curtains for the bathroom. What do you need curtains for? With all the stockings hanging up, you can't see anyway. Why don't you spend some time instead of shopping making my dinner?
Listen, Ralph, if you're not satisfied after 13 years...
Look out.
Yeah? Oh, hello, Ralph.
Hi, Frank. Oh, Alice, this is Frankie Ferguson. This is my wife, Alice.
Hi,
Hello,
Mrs.
Frank.
Scranton. Ralph, the reason I came over, I think we got our lunch boxes switched down at the depot. One of the sandwiches was wrapped in paper, and it had your name on it from the grocery store. You know, it's easy to make the mistake because both the boxes are identical. Boy, oh boy, what a lunch your wife served. Them barbecue chicken sandwiches was great. and the sauce was delicious. You know, I could hardly finish it because I had so much to eat.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. Your wife's stuff was swell, too.
Oh, thanks, Ralph. Oh, I got a great little woman. She's a great little cook. Hey, you two got to come over for dinner some night.
Oh, we'd love to. Ralph went just crazy over your wife's sandwiches today.
Well, thanks, Mrs. Cranston. I'll arrange it with Ralph. Well, if I can have my lunchbox, I'll give you yours, and I'll go home.
Yeah, pal.
Thanks. Nice meeting you, Mrs. Cranston.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Gee, sweetie, I'm sorry. I'm always beefing about something. Yeah, that guy is eating that food every day, and he thinks his wife's a great cook. You come up with good stuff every day, and I just come home beefing. I'm sorry, sweetie. I know it's stale, but I'm sorry.
Sit down, Ralph. I'll fix your dinner for you.
You are the great. All right. Where's the other one?
Where is what?
My other sock.
How should I know? I left two of them on the bed.
I looked under the bed, I looked over the bed, and I looked in the bed, and I can't find any sock.
All right. Take that one off, and I'll get you another pair.
All right, and will you please hurry up? We're gonna miss the first race. I got enough aggravation trying to figure out these horses without you starting in.
Here's another pair. I see you found the other one.
Huh? I must be going nuts. Come on, Alice, will you hurry up?
All right, I just have to get out of this house dressing into something nice.
Well, hurry up.
Let's have another bar. All ready to go to the track?
Where did you get that jacket?
That's what they're wearing at the track.
Yeah, the horses, but not the people.
Listen, don't laugh, will you? It's my lucky jacket. One day I was walking down the street wearing this jacket. I found $5. I was lucky. One day I went to the horse races, bet on every race, won on every race. I was lucky. I was also wearing this jacket the night I met Trixie, my wife. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Al, all you have to do when you get to that track today is bet on the same horses that I'm... Comes a time in some guys' lives when they need a lucky jacket like that. I'll tell you one thing, pal. You have nothing to worry. All you have to do is bet on the horses that I bet on because I picked 5 show winners.
Hey, listen, just pay attention to me, please. Am I getting you undivided? All right, there's no such thing as a sure thing at the racetrack. Will you believe me, please? One guy once told me, I got a sure tip for you. This horse couldn't lose. The horse was full of benzodrine. There was an electric battery under the saddle. The jockey was bribed, the judges was fixed. And would you believe it, the horse lost the race?
That's ridiculous. How could the horse lose the race?
He caught his tail in the starting gate.
You are a mental case. Alice, what's holding you up now?
Will you stop yapping and I'll tell you. I decided to wear this brown dress, so I had to take everything out of the black bag and put it in my brown bag.
With all the things you carry in your bag, it'd be quicker to change your dress.
Shut up.
Shut up, huh? Shut up! The next time I take you someplace, I'll leave you home. Hey. You got any extra money you'd like to bet on a race? I have a horse in a 5th race that's got to win. It's a cinch.
Yeah?
You know how much I'm betting on him?
How much? Ralph, you bet $30 on one race.
Who's betting $30 on what race?
He is. How about we downstairs?
All right, Ralph Cramden. Where did you get $30 to put on one race?
Well, I took it from the rent.
You took our rent money to put on a wild scheme like that?
What do you mean, a wild scheme? This is no wild scheme. You know Charlie Henderson, the guy that drives the bus? Well, he's got a brother-in-law who has an uncle. And this uncle knows a guy that drives a milk wagon. And this milk wagon driver delivers milk to the barber who cuts the jockey's hair. And you call it a wild scheme.
Oh, that's different, Ralph. I'll run right out and put a down payment on the Lincoln Tunnel. All right, Ralph. Hand over the money.
Now, wait a minute. This is a 90-to-1 shot. We bet $30 on it. Do you know how much 90 times $30 is? It comes to... It's a lot of money, Alice. A lot of money. Why, we can move into a penthouse and have a view of Central Park.
Yeah, and if you lose the rent money, we can live in Central Park and have a nice view of the penthouse.
Well, I don't want to argue about it now. We'll argue on the way to the track. Come in.
Hi, Mrs. Cramden. Here's a grocery
All right, Eddie, I'll take them.
Hey, Mr. Cramden, when you go out to the track today, will you make a bet for me?
How did you know we were going to the track?
Well, your wife told me when she placed the order.
Oh, my wife told you, huh? All right. What horse and how much?
Here, put this $5 on Olive Fancy in the third.
$5 on our fancy in the third.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks. I'll be around to collect tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye, Eddie.
Look, are you going to hurry up? I'll go without you if you don't. I don't want to miss the first race. Come in.
Oh, hello, Alice.
Hello.
Oh, Ralph, when you're at the races today, will you bet $5 for me on a bit of Carney?
I'd be glad to.
You know, the boys at the pool room, they're betting a whole bundle on him. Here you are, Ralph. I had that $5 put away to bet on the Dodgers.
Thank you.
Well, have a nice time, folks.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, what did you do? Blab them out? Tell the whole neighborhood? What'd you say? We're going to the track? Maybe you missed some people. Well, I'll fix that. We're going to the track, everybody. Step up to the window. Well, answer the door. Don't keep the bettors waiting.
Come in.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Cramden.
Hello.
Here you are. Here's your meat.
Thanks.
All right. How much and what horse?
Put $10 on Sweet Alibi.
$10 on Sweet Alibi. Let me have the money.
It's a sure thing. I'm an authority on horses.
I know. We had your hamburger last night. Let me have the money.
All I got is a 50. Can you make change?
Well, I got $5 from Eddie, 5 from Mrs. Gallagher, and I got 30 of my own. There you are. Here's $40.
So long. See you tomorrow.
All right. 10 on Sweet Alibi.
Well, I'll get my hat and coat, Ralph, and we can leave right away.
All right. The list with the names on it. Here's the $50
Hey, Ralph.
bet.
Ralph, there's
Yeah.
a cop on his way up here. He heard you were taking bets. He thinks you're a bookie.
That's ridiculous. I'm no bookie. I'm not doing anything wrong. All I'm doing is taking some bets for friends.
Look, you're going to have a hard time convincing them that they're cracking down on bookies.
That's ridiculous. All I have to do is show him the list with the names on it. He can take the list around and show it to my friends, and they'll prove I was only taking it.
Listen, if he sees a slip with names on it, you're cooked. You got to get rid of the slip.
Maybe you're right. I got it. I'll hide it under the icebox.
No. That's the first place they always look. Open up, Mr. Police. Just a minute. We're not ready.
I got it. I'll stick it in the faucet.
No, not the faucet. The cop might want to drink. Listen, there's only one way to destroy the evidence. Swallow it. I saw Humphrey Bogart doing a picture.
Okay, here I come. Gee, I'm sorry I kept you waiting, but I was taking a shower.
All right. Who's taking bets up here?
Taking bets?
Yeah.
Oh, you must have made some mistake. There's nobody taking any bets here.
Come on, Ralph, let's get out of here fast. You got a list of the bets?
So I made a mistake, huh? Well, I think the three of you better come with me.
What's the matter, Ralph?
He thinks I'm a bookie.
Oh, officer, there must have been a mistake. We were just going to the track this afternoon, and we said we'd put a couple of bets for some friends of ours.
Uh-huh.
You probably know them. It's Max the butcher, Eddie the grocery boy. Show him the list, Ralph. That'll prove it to him.
Oh. I can't show him the list. You see, when you started up here, I got a little panicky and I swallowed it.
Yeah?
Hey, but wait a minute. I got the money. You can take the money back to him and ask him. Ask him if they didn't... Wait a minute. This is the list. I must be going nuts. I swallowed the $50.
Well, you folks sure don't look like any bookmakers to me. Just to make sure, I'll check up on these names.
Imagine. Swallowing $50. I'll bet every time you burp, it sounds like a cash register opening up.
You're sure married to a prize, Stu. Think we're going out for a nice day at the track? I gotta ruin that. Then I gotta get us almost arrested. Top of everything, I gotta throw away our rent money. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know it's stale, but I'm sorry. What's so funny? Real funny, huh? It's real funny because I'm stupid, huh? 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 Boy, baby, you sure married a real stoop.
Oh, I love the stoop I married, Ralph.
You're the greatest.
Can I leave this food down here for a while?
Oh, sure. What's up?
Well, I'm after giving a surprise party for my husband's birthday tonight. And if he sees the cake and the turkey, he'll think something is going on.
Yeah.
Just as soon as the crowd arrives, I'll come down and pick it up.
Oh, well, from the looks of the stuff, it looks like it's going to be a swell party.
Say, why don't you and Ralph stop up later?
Oh, thanks a lot. We'd love to come, but Ralph just started on a diet today, and I don't think a party's a place for a man on a diet.
No. Oh, I wish I could get my husband to go on one. What'd you do?
Well, doctor's orders, and it's a very strict diet. This morning for breakfast, all he had was a half a grapefruit and a poached egg. Now, for lunch, I gave him a hard-boiled egg, 2 stalks of celery, and an apple.
Well, if Ralph can stick to that diet, he certainly has got willpower.
Well, if he sees this food, it's goodbye willpower. I think I better hide it.
Well, I'll be going, and I'll pick the stuff up later, and thank you, Alice.
Okay, be sure and wish your husband happy birthday for us.
I will, and thank you.
Okay, bye.
right, the diet is over.
Now, wait a minute.
No arguments, it's over, finished, complete, it's through. Fine breakfast I had, and a very nice lunch. I've seen more food than that dragged down holes by ants.
Now, listen, Ralph. You had enough food today to make you live for 5 days.
Is that so? Well, it just so happens I'd like to live for 6 or 7 days. Now, get out of my way. I'm starving to death, and I'm going to empty that icebox.
That won't be necessary. I have your dinner already.
Yeah?
Yeah. You can sit down. Here it is. There. Now, doesn't that look nice? It's a raw vegetable salad. I got the recipe out of a movie magazine. Robert Taylor eats it.
That's garbage.
Yeah? Well, Robert Taylor is my idea of one gorgeous garbage can. Now, listen, Ralph, all I know is the doctor says you got to take some weight off.
Is that what he says? Well, I drive a bus all day. I got to have some food that sticks to my ribs.
To the inside of your ribs. You've been piling it up on the outside. Listen, Ralph, let's face it. Look at the stomach on you.
That is not my stomach.
No? Then what is it?
It happens to be a very low chest.
All right, come on and eat this, and we'll see if you feel hungry.
I can't eat any stuff that looks like that. Haven't you got anything more appetizing?
Well, I got your raw vegetable juice. Do you want me to get that?
That on my diet, too?
Sure. Listen, this'll fill you up. Here. Look, it even says on the bottle, Ralph, 1 glass of this juice, while low in calories, has the nourishment equivalent of 1/2 a grapefruit, a whole steak, and 2 plums.
Well, that don't sound too bad.
No, here, I'll pour you a glass.
I got some news for you. They left out the steak. Now look, Alice, I want my dinner.
Listen, Ralph. Drink that.
I don't want it.
The doctor says you got to take weight off, and I'm going to see that you take it off. Now, will you be sensible? Food is all in your mind. It's a matter of willpower. You just concentrate, and you get food off your mind. You read a newspaper, you turn the radio on, you do something else.
All right, I'll try. No, listen to this. Professor Bickford, eminent scientist, claims the Earth is cooling off at the rate of 200 degrees. I'm starving!
There's the motion and there's the pitch. Grease swings and sends one out to deep center field. Thompson's going back. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. How about that? And now, folks, while the teams are changing fields, it's a good opportunity for you to go to your icebox and get out a heaping plateful of golden fried chicken. It'll go just well with a tall glass of Carter's Extra.
Well, if you got any more suggestions, now that my mind's off food, there's only one way to get your mind off food, Alice, and that's to have some. Now, get out of my way. My march to that icebox is going to make Sherman's march to the sea look like a Boy Scout hike.
This I gotta see.
Look out. I said look out, Alice.
I heard you, Ralph.
Alice, are you gonna move? Are you gonna move or not? This is your last chance.
I'm not moving.
You're not?
No.
You're not moving. One of these days. One of these days. Pow! Right back
Now listen, Ralph. Will you be sensible for once in your life? You've only been on the diet about 24 hours. What are you going to do, spoil the whole thing now?
Hey, wait a minute. That's right. I had so little to eat, maybe I lost enough weight already. I don't need the diet anymore. I lost a pound.
Ralph, when you lose a pound, it's like Bayonne losing a mosquito.
Don't stain me, Alice. Don't stain me, because I'm already stained.
Alice, Trixie wants to see you upstairs for a minute.
Okay, Ed. Listen, will you do me a favor? While I'm gone, make sure he doesn't eat anything. I'll be back in a second, Ralph.
What's cooking?
Nothing. I'm on a diet. Hey, give me a bite of that banana. I said, will you give me a bite of the banana? Will you answer me, Norton? Give me... Well, now it's too late. Why don't you answer me?
I don't like to talk with my mouth full.
You're a mental case.
Hey, listen to me, Ralph. You better stick that diet. I mean it. Fat guys go just like that. A couple of months ago, my boss weighed 300 pounds. 300 he weighed. I went to the doctor. Doctor says, you gotta go on a diet. You gotta go on a diet. My boss didn't pay no attention to him. Just kept eating. What happened? This morning, they scratched his name off the waiting list for a new Cadillac.
Well, I don't care. I'm starving to death, and I gotta get something to eat.
You listen to me. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. Use a little self-hypnosis. Tell yourself you don't like fattening foods. Just say to yourself, I don't like cake. I don't like spaghetti meatballs. I don't like ice cream. I don't like apple pie. Where you going? Upstairs. I made myself hungry. Shit.
Well, I'm gonna eat. I don't care what she says. Nobody's gonna stop me eating. I'm going through the whole icebox. Anything that's sweet. She's taking everything out. All right, I'll go out and eat. She won't stop me. I really must be going nuts. My shirts look like chocolate cake and a turkey. Chocolate cake! So that's where she's been hiding, huh? Well, I'll show her. Oh, heaven, heaven, heaven! This is it. Picture's living. Okay. Just a minute. Yes?
Hello, Ralph.
Oh.
Where's Alice?
Oh, well, she went upstairs. She won't be back for a while. Why don't you come back later?
Oh, well,
Hello, Mrs. Rafferty.
Oh.
Was your husband surprised with the party?
Oh, I should say he was.
I guess you've come to pick up your chocolate cake and turkey. I'll get it for you.
Thanks, honey.
Alice.
What's the matter with you?
Is there anything wrong? What's wrong?
Tell her, Ralph. Go ahead and tell her.
Maybe I didn't think it was yours, so I ate it.
You ate it?
I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Rafferty. I tell you what you do. Call Krause's Delicatessen. Have them send you another chocolate cake and another turkey.
Then thank you.
My husband will pay for it.
Thank you, Alice. On a diet.
I'm sorry. I know you only want me to lose weight, so I'll look better. So you'll be proud of me. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'll tell you what I'll do. I swear, I'll start on a diet tomorrow. Just for you.
Okay, Ralph. You're going to start on the diet tomorrow. You might as well dig into the drawer and finish the rest of it.
You're the greatest.
I ate so much, the lid came off my pot.
Did you hear that, Alice? He said he ate so much that the pot come off his lid.
No, I said the lid's coming off my pot.
Oh, the lids come off? That's funnier that way. I bet she has you in stitches all the time, huh, Mrs. Muller?
Would you care for some more dessert, Mr. Muller?
Oh, no, thanks. I've had enough.
Well, how about a little more turkey? You know, if you don't finish the turkey, she's going to make me have turkey on Monday, on Tuesday, and on Wednesday. And you know what I'll have on Thursday?
Turkey.
No, apple pie. You didn't finish that either. Oh, say, I've been meaning to talk to you about
Would you
something.
folks like to wash your hands? I know the turkey was a little greasy.
That's not a bad idea.
Yes, I would like to freshen my makeup if you don't mind,
All
Alice.
right. Right in the bedroom, Mrs. Muller. There's a mirror right over the bureau.
If you want to wash your hands, I have a clean towel right here for you, Freddie.
All right.
Yeah. Here, it's marked hers, but don't let that bother you. All the hisses are in the laundry. Shut that door. What are you trying to do to me?
What do you mean?
You know the only reason I invited that mokes over here was so I could talk to him about the promotion? Every time I start to talk to him about it, you gotta interrupt. Have some more gravy, have some more stuffing, have some more biscuits. I want to know one thing. Am I trying to get that promotion at the bus company, or are you trying to become Freddie's cook?
I was just trying to help you out, Ralph.
Well, let me talk to him before heartburn sets in.
Well, you want me to like him, don't you?
Yes, I want you to like him, but just remember, I wish I was in Dixie. Say, what do you say we all sit down and have a little sociable game of poker, and then we can talk while we're playing?
No, my wife and I aren't much for cards. We're television fans, aren't we? Well, why don't we turn on the set?
Oh,
We
our
don't
set's
have
getting
a television
repaired.
set.
I mean,
Our
we don't
set's
have a
being
television.
repaired.
What my wife means is if we had a television set, it would be out being repaired.
Well, look, I've got an idea. I have a car downstairs. Why don't we all go out for a ride?
Well, can't we stay here and talk?
No. I think the weather's fine. Maybe we could go to a drive-in movie.
A drive-in movie? What for? We're all married. Why can't we all stay at home, and entertain ourselves?
I know, Ralph. Tell them the joke that you told me the other night. You know the one you heard down at the bus depot?
What joke was that?
You know the one where the boy flea says to the girl flea, come up to my apartment and see my itchings?
Oh, yeah.
Well, go ahead and tell it.
You just told it.
Oh, no, Ralph. You tell it so funny. Go on, tell them.
All right. Did you hear about the boy flea that said to the girl flea, how would you like to come up to the apartment? I'll show you my itchings. What did you ask me to tell that corny joke for? I have 1,000 that are better. I don't know where I got that joke in the first place.
I told you that the other day.
Yeah, that's right, but it still can't come up to that other one about the pot coming off your lid.
That's lid off the pot.
Oh, yeah. Every time I hear it, it gets funnier.
Wait till you hear it 1,000 times like I have.
Maybe if I put the radio on, there might be some good music or something we can all listen to.
Say, Freddie, I wanted to speak to you about something.
Yeah,
now,
what is that?
Do you know that,
Oh, wait a minute now. Alice, wait a minute. Wait, don't turn the dial. That's the kind of music I like.
Yeah. Yes, I wanted to tell you about that thing.
Yeah, what's that you want to know about?
Well, you see, down there at the,
How about a dance? Come on, honey.
No, I can't dance to that kind of music.
Come on. Hey, you don't mind if I dance with Alice, do you?
No, go right ahead.
All right, here, hold it here. Hey, look, Ralph, why don't you dance with Harriet, huh? Go ahead.
Oh, that'd be swell.
Go on, Harriet, dance with Ralph.
Hiya, Norton.
I didn't know you had company.
Yeah, we're all having fun.
Having a ball, huh?
Yeah.
Hey. Well, that's no way to mamba. Hey, let me show you. What to do? Come here, I'll show you. Gotta get that mamba rhythm.
Yeah.
That's it.
What are you doing? What am I doing?
doing, you stepped on my foot! What did you come down here for anyway in the first place?
Trixie wanted to know if Alice is ready to go to the club meeting.
Oh, I forgot all about telling Trixie I was having company tonight. I won't be able to go.
Oh, well, you don't have to stay home from the meeting on our account, Alice.
Oh, it isn't very important. I can go to the next one.
Oh, there, well, you're very sweet, but we have to be going anyway. I have an early meeting tomorrow.
Oh.
Gee, I didn't get a chance to talk to you, Mr. Muller. Ready?
Yeah?
Well,
look, don't bother.
tell you what, I'll get my hat and I'll go down to the car with you.
No. Yeah, don't bother. You take care of your foot, huh?
Here's your hat, Mr. Muller, and you must come and visit us again sometime.
Thanks, we will. We had a wonderful evening.
Good.
Well, I'll go upstairs and tell Trixie you're getting ready for the meeting. Very nice to meet you, Mrs.
Nice.
Muller. Miss Muller, thanks very much for the dance. I enjoyed it more than I did dancing with Ralph.
Well, I'll see you down the bus depot in the morning, huh? Have a nice time. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye. Come again.
I'm there.
See you soon.
Well, are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? You know I asked him over here to get that promotion. You wouldn't even let me speak to him. Every time I tried to talk to him, you had to interrupt. Every time I wanted to help you out, you failed.
What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Every man in history has had a woman behind him. Caesar had Cleopatra. Christopher Columbus had Isabella. Napoleon had Josephine.
Oh, don't tell me you're comparing yourself to Napoleon.
There's only one difference between Napoleon and me. He had his hand inside his coat because his hand was cold. I got mine inside my coat because my heart aches. That's why.
Why don't you go jump out the window?
You said that yesterday.
Yeah, but you didn't do it.
Don't steam me, Alice. Don't steam me, because I'm already steamed.
You don't scare me, Ralph Cramden.
I don't scare you, huh?
No.
Well, I'll see if I scare you the next time. When I didn't get this promotion and I didn't get the raise and you asked me to take you to a nightclub and I say I can't afford it. Then we'll see if I scare you.
Oh, what a disappointment. You take me to so many gay places. Listen, Ralph Cramden, the last time you took me out, you had on a raccoon coat and we went to see Rudolph Valentino in The Sheik.
One of these days. Pow! Right in the kiss. Answer the door.
Well, never mind. Look, my wife forgot her purse. She thought she left it in the bedroom.
I'll get it.
Oh, gee, I'm glad you came back, Fred. Say, listen, while you're here, we can talk about...
Oh, thanks. You know, I had a wonderful evening tonight. Oh, really wonderful. And you know, we were saying what a wonderful hostess you are. You're a very lucky man, Ralph. Very lucky. And I want to thank you.
What for?
Well, you know the promotions are coming up at the office tomorrow morning. Well, all the bus drivers have been asking me over for dinner just to talk business. I expected the same thing to happen here. Yeah, but you didn't mention one word of it, not a word. You stop in my office tomorrow morning, I'm going to talk it over with you, huh? Well, good night. Had a good time. Good night, everybody.
Well, guess you know what that means. If I see him tomorrow, I got the promotion. More money and everything. I know I yelled at you. If it wasn't for you, sweetheart, I'd never have gotten a promotion. I wanted to blab to him and gab to him all night about it. And you kept me from talking to him. I'm sorry if I said anything wrong when I said about all the women in history being in back of the men. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I love you, Napoleon.
Josephine, you're the greatest.
Isn't Ralph home yet? Oh, I don't understand it, Trixie. Ralph has never been this late before. He should have been home an hour ago. I'm getting awfully worried about him.
Oh, don't worry, Alice. Maybe one of the other bus drivers didn't show up and he's working an extra shift.
But I just went down to the candy store and I called the bus depot. They said he left over an hour ago.
Oh. Well, maybe he decided that he should...
What do you say, Alice? Isn't Ralph home yet?
No, he's not, Ed. And I certainly hope nothing's happened to
Look,
him.
Ed, why don't you run down the corner and see if you can see him coming?
What, are you crazy? What if he's in the hospital? I'll be standing on the corner all night for nothing.
Look, Ed, you know nothing's happened to Ralph.
How do I know? I haven't seen him since this morning. Listen, maybe he ain't hurt. I read the papers every day where guys run away.
What reason did Ralph have to run away?
He's married, ain't he? Or maybe he's like some of those guys that get lost that can't remember their name or where they live or something. That happened to a brother of mine. When the cops found him, he couldn't tell them his name or where he lived or anything.
You mean amnesia?
No, he was 3 years old.
Will you talk sense, Ed?
Hey, I know what?
What?
Let's all go to a movie, take our minds off it.
You know, sometimes I think you were absolutely insane.
Hello, everybody.
Are you all right?
Certainly I'm all right. Here you are, baby. Some flowers for you.
Flowers?
Here you are, Norton. Some cigars.
Hey, thanks.
And champagne for one and all.
Ralph, what's going on?
Please, I'll tell you in a minute. Right now, get a couple of wine glasses. We're going to drink a toast.
Oh. We only have 3 glasses left, Ralph.
I thought we had 4 glasses.
We did, but I broke one yesterday. The one I bought to replace it, you know, it still has the cheese spread in it.
Doesn't make any difference, sweetie. I'll drink out of a coffee cup.
But, Ralph, would you kindly tell me what's going on?
Don't worry, you'll find out soon enough. Boy, these things are sure tough to open. I think this wine bottle's a wise guy.
Well, tell us what it is, Ralph.
Will you just hold it? I'll tell you when I'm ready. We're all going to drink a toast if I ever get this thing open. The one who grabs the cork is the lucky person. Here you are, honey. Here you are, baby. There you are. Now, will you all raise your glasses and drink a toast to the new manager of the Gotham Bus Company? What's the matter? You all too stunned to drink?
Ralph, you mean you? A manager?
I don't know why it should come to you as any surprise. I've always had the qualifications. Comes as no surprise to me. You remember last year when we were down Coney Island and the fortune teller read my palm? She said I was a natural-born leader, that I had the qualifications for executive ability, that I was a leader of men.
You know, he's right, those fortune tellers, boy, they hit it on the nose sometimes. I had my palm read once. She told me I was going to meet a tall, dark brunette. The next day I met Trixie.
Trixie's no brunette.
She was then.
Boy, I bet you they're painting my name right on the door now. Ralph Random, manager.
Oh, Ralph, it's wonderful, but how did it happen?
I'll tell you how it happened. I get off the bus after the last run, see, and I'm taking my change over to the cashier. And I pass the superintendent's office. And I hear some noise coming out, you know, guys talking, so I get on the earring. Well, I hear the superintendent say to Red Cochran, he says, well, what do you think of Ralph Random? And Red Cochran says, gee, that guy'd be swell. He'd make a wonderful manager. All the guys are nuts about him. So then the superintendent says, okay. He says, I'll speak to the president and get him to okay it on my say-so. Then we'll send Crampton a telegram tonight and confirm the whole thing.
Oh, Ralph, I'm so happy for you.
Congratulations, Ralph.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a good break, Ralph. You deserve it. Me, I'll probably have the same job for the rest of my life as long as I live. Working down there in the sewer. Believe me, those sewers don't contain no chlorophyll.
You're telling me.
Boy, oh boy, do you know what this means, sweetheart?
What?
Me, the manager. Do you know how much money a manager gets?
No.
$115. We're rich, sweetheart. We got a fortune. You know what I'm going to do with the first check I get? You and I are going to get in a cab. We're going downtown, and you're going to have something done that you wanted to have done for a long time. You're going to have that bunion taken off your foot.
Ralph, you know what I'd like to do? Now that we can afford it, I mean. How about a second honeymoon?
All right, baby, that sounds great. Hey, I got a better idea. We'll take Ed and Trixie with us.
Oh, Ralph, you don't want us along on your second honeymoon.
Close your mouth. Hey, Ralph, where do you want to go?
How about going up to the mountains?
No. Mountains make my ears pop.
So we'll go down to the beach.
No, the beach makes my eyes pop. Trixie don't like it.
Boy, oh boy. Manager of the Gotham Bus Company. And this is only the beginning, sweetheart. You know what happens next? I become the superintendent. Then the vice president. And then maybe the president. Why not? And if I do become president, I'm going to make some changes. Yes, sir, there'll be pretty stewardesses on each bus. There'll be little outlets for electric razors. I'll put long straps in for short people. And you know those people who are always missing a bus just by a few seconds? I'll fix that, too. I'll start every bus a minute late in the morning.
Gee, Ralph, with all the excitement, I completely forgot to get your dinner ready. You must be starving.
I don't care about dinner, sweetie. Hey, wait a minute. I got an idea. I'll go over to Krause's, I'll get some cold cuts and some beer, and we'll have a little celebration right here.
All right.
Now, don't anybody leave, pal. Okay, Ralph?
Oh, you're so lucky, Alice. Your husband certainly got a good head on his shoulders.
What's this on my shoulders? A volleyball?
Don't you worry about it, Trixie. It'll make everything come all right for you after all. He's pretty smart.
Yeah, he's smart, all right. He was in the 7th grade so long, they named a seat after him. He didn't even graduate from public school.
Listen. It wasn't that I was stupid. What could I do? It was the teacher's word against mine.
Come in.
I have a telegram from Mr. Ralph Cramden.
Oh, I'll take it. Here you go.
That must be the good news about Ralph's new job.
That's it.
Oh, I'm so excited. Here, listen to this. Mr. Ralph Cramden, I am sure you will be happy to know that we have decided to appoint you...
What's the telegram say, Alice? Mr. Ralph Cramden, I'm sure you will be happy to know that we've decided to appoint you as the new manager of the Gotham Transit baseball team. Baseball?
I thought he was going to be my manager of the company.
Wait till Ralph finds out he was so happy. He thought he might even get to be president.
Yeah.
He would have made a good president, too.
Yeah, but all the plans he had, all the things he was going to do.
Yeah, and you probably never get that bunion removed.
I don't know how I'm going to break the news to Ralph.
Hey, baby. Hey, listen. You should have seen the eyes on Krausmeyer when I told him what was happening. And you know who was in there? That big loudmouth, Mrs. Gallagher. You know how she goes. Tomorrow the whole neighborhood will know about it. When you walk in that delicatessen and see the respect you get tomorrow.
Ralph, there's something that I got to tell you.
I know what you want to tell me, sweetheart. You're the wife of a manager. You got to have some clothes. That's okay with me. I'll get you anything you want. I'll get you all the clothes you want. I'll even get you one of those robes with the black dragon on it. You'll be my little Chinese Fraulein.
Ralph, you don't know.
I know, sweetheart, how happy you are. This is only the beginning. Will you see us start? Well?
Ralph, let me take your cap and jacket, huh?
No, wait a minute. I don't need you to take... Have another scarf, pal. You know what I was thinking tonight?
No, thanks.
I was saying to myself, now that I'm in the money, should we move out of this joint? Then I said no. I said, this place was pretty lucky for us. This is where I had all my luck. Why should I move out? But I made another decision. We're going to renovate the place. We're going to have all new things. I'm going to get an orange bulb for the bedroom. I'm going to get some oilcloth. You know, the kind with the bluebirds on it for the table. And this icebox is pretty old, so we'll have it painted on the inside. You know how hot it gets in the summertime and you can't sleep? I am going to buy a mattress for this place.
Ralph, let me take your things, honey.
Wait a minute. Hey, you didn't tell me the telegram came.
Well, it came while you were out.
See? Sweetie? Guess I blew it again. I'm sorry, pal. I wanted to be important just for you.
Oh, Ralph, you are important. You're the most important thing in my life. what is it, officer?
I'm sorry to bother you, lady, but we're warning everybody in the neighborhood. There's a prowler loose in the neighborhood, you see, and we think he might have run in here.
Oh, a prowler in this building? Well, is he
now,
dangerous?
don't you be alarmed, lady. Don't be alarmed. The police are covering the building, see? So everything will be all right, but you play safe and try to keep your door locked.
Yes.
And I'll tip you off when we catch him.
All right, thank you. Ralph! Ralph, come out here. Ralph!
What time is it?
Ralph, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's a prowler loose in the building.
4 o'clock in the morning? I'm going back to bed.
Wow! A prowler! Quick, Alice, hide your wristwatch.
I don't have to hide it, Ralph. It's at the jeweler's being repaired.
Every time we need that wristwatch, it's out being repaired. Somebody's got to go for the police.
Ralph, the police were just here. They told me about the prowler.
The police are in the building?
Yes.
Well, what did you get me up for? What are you trying to do? Give me a heart attack or something? The police are here. There's nothing to worry about. I'm going back to bed.
Ralph, how can you talk about going back to bed when there's a prowler out there somewhere?
Well, what do you...
Supposing he comes in here and tries to steal something.
Well, what do you want me to do? Stay up and show him where to look when he gets here? I'm going to bed. I got to drive the bus in the morning.
Ralph, you're going to stay here with me. I'm too nervous to go to bed, and I'm not going to stay up here all by myself.
Well, if you want somebody to stay up with you, get your mother. She'll protect you. She knows how to handle a man that sneaks in at 4 o'clock in the morning. Ask your father.
Don't talk about my father, Ralph. At least he never left my mother unprotected.
Oh, pardon me for insulting your wonderful family. Oh, you know, maybe this isn't a prowler. Might be one of your relatives looking for a night's lodging. Now, look, I'm going to bed and don't bother.
No, you're not. Now, listen, Ralph. That policeman warned me to lock the door. You know perfectly well that catch doesn't work, and we can't lock it.
Well, what do you want me to do? Push some furniture up against the door?
Well, it would make me feel safer.
Well, that's fine. Then we can get some sleep. I don't know how I get mixed up in these things. I do more work in the middle of the night than most people do all day.
Well, I won't feel safe, Ralph, in the bedroom either. Supposing he comes in the bedroom window.
If he comes in the bedroom window, I'm going to let him.
You're going to let him?
Yes, and when he's in the bedroom, I'm going to shake his hand and congratulate him. I haven't been able to get that window open since we moved in here.
Listen here, Ralph Brandon. I'm a little bit too nervous to appreciate your sense of humor. I'll thank you to put something else up in front of this door.
Sure. I'll put the icebox and the stove on top of this. Then when the prowler peeks in, he'll think it's an empty warehouse and go away. I gotta go to bed, Alice.
Well, all right then, Ralph, I'll go, but I don't think I'm going to sleep a wink.
Look, there's nothing to worry about. The prowler's never gonna come in here, and anyway, if he does, I'm here to protect you.
Well, what are you going to do now, Mr. J. Edgar Hoover?
Shut up.
Why don't you get your gun?
Get what gun?
The gun your uncle gave us for our anniversary.
Oh, that's an antique. An old gun like that wouldn't fire. Besides, it's not loaded. Maybe I better get it anyway. All right. Get behind me. Oh, I want to tell you this. If anything happens to me, you won't have to worry again the rest of your life. I left all of this to you in my will. All right, get away from that door. I got a gun.
Don't you rob with me, Audrey.
See how you get when you get scared over nothing? Shut up. Wait a minute. Come in.
There's a prowler loose in the building. There's a prowler in the building. You better pile some stuff up against the door.
Thank you, but I've already done that.
How did I get in?
The same way you're going out. Now, good night.
Just a minute, Ed. You shouldn't be down here at a time like this. Leaving Trixie all alone upstairs, she must be terribly frightened.
Look, don't worry about Trixie. She can take care of herself. A stranger on the street once bothered her, got fresh with her. She smacked him over the head with a pocketbook. Boy, I'll tell you, she chased him for 6 blocks.
She catch him?
She sure did. That's how we met.
Look, Ed, I'm not interested in that. All I know words, if I was upstairs with Trixie, I'd be mighty scared.
Look, don't worry about Trixie. She's armed. She's standing by the door with a frying pan.
A frying pan? That's no weapon.
It is when she cooks.
Will you go upstairs and let us go to sleep?
Yeah, I will. But listen, do me a favor. If the prowler should sneak in here, will you just holler, hey, Norton?
Oh, and I suppose you'll come down and save us.
No, but it will want me to get out of the building.
Get out of here!
All right, I'll see you in the morning. I hope.
What's the matter?
I heard footsteps on the stairs. I think it's the prowler.
Ralph, do something.
All right, quick, the bureau.
Get...
Look out. Push it. Well, I'll get over there and push the bureau up against the door.
I'm only trying to help.
Yes, you'll help. Wait a minute, you idiot! Get up! Against the door! All right, put this chair on. All right, now look. Keep quiet, and maybe you'll think there's nobody in here.
All right.
Yes, hey! Go away!
Oh, shut up!
It's Trixie.
She's probably coming down to tell us to push some furniture against the door, too.
Sure. Come on.
Come in.
Oh, Trixie, you gave us an awful scare.
Don't worry, Alice. She always looks like this at night.
Norton, will you please come back upstairs? What'd you stay down here so long for anyway?
It's safer down here. They got more junk to pile up against the door.
Didn't it even occur to you to come up and protect me?
I was on my way up to protect you, but I heard footsteps. It was the prowlers.
It wasn't the prowler. It was Trixie's footsteps.
Trixie's the prowler?
You are a mental case. Now, look, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. All night I've been pushing furniture around. I got a bus to drive in the morning. Will you please go upstairs and let us go to bed?
I don't need the ceiling to fall on my head. Come on, Trixie.
Good night, Alice. Good night, Ralph.
I hope your conscience lets you sleep.
Well, can we go to bed now?
Oh, Ralph, I'm too jittery to go to bed. I think I'll make us a cup of coffee. You keep me company here, will you? And then as soon as we've had it, I'll go to bed.
All right, but make it fast.
Okay. I'll use hot water from the tap. That'll do it.
Prowler's running around at 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta drive a bus and make change and everything else.
Listen, Ralph, I think I'll make myself a bite to eat. You want to have something with me?
4 o'clock in the morning we get hot water. During the day, it's ice cold.
All I said was, do you want to have something to eat with me? I'm going to fix something.
All right, make me a sandwich. I might as well. It's almost breakfast time anyway. Who are you women killed? A prowler. There must be 84 apartments in this building, and you think the prowler's going to come into this one. The place is probably crawling with police in the first place. There's nothing to be worried about. If he comes in here, I'm here to protect him. Nobody's going to hurt you, honey. Best way to stay calm is just say to yourself over and over again, just relax, relax, relax.
Hey, Ralph, how about a nice ham and cheese sandwich, okay? And with a little pickle on it would be...
All right, shut up, lady, and you won't get out. All I want to do is get out of here. There he is. All right, don't shoot. You got me. All right, come on. Come on. Are you all right, lady?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'll be around to see you tomorrow morning for a statement.
All right, officer. Oh. Oh, boy, Ralph. How can you just sit there drinking coffee when something like this is going on? Ralph? Ralph, what's the matter?
Just relax, 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 relax. Nobody's going to hurt you while I'm here. I'm here to protect you. Boy, my head's itchy.
Come on, Ralph, let's go to bed.
Oh, I suppose my little talk did you some good, huh? You're not scared anymore. All right, let's go to bed. Oh, and by the way, if it make you feel any safer, I can hide this gun underneath our pillow. You certainly are a riot. You always give me a laugh. Imagine a burglar being afraid of a gun like this. It might have done some good at that. He might have died laughing at it. This thing must be... you certainly are married to an idiot.
Oh,
Baby.
I love you, Ralph.
You're the greatest.
Hi, Alice. Oh, hi, Trix. Say, Alice, do you have any black thread I could borrow?
Gee, I don't know. I'll look. Oh, gee, Trixie, I got red, I got green, gray, brown, orange, but no black.
Well, that's all right. Any of those will do.
Any of these will do. Doesn't the color make any difference? I thought you said you wanted black.
Well, I did, but it doesn't really matter. I'm mending Ed's work pants. And in the sewers, neatness doesn't count.
Well, here, take the box and use whatever you want.
Okay. It's awfully quiet around here tonight, Alice. Isn't Ralph home yet?
Oh, sure, he's home. He's in the bedroom writing his speech.
His speech?
Yeah, he has to make one tonight for his lodge meeting. You know, the International Order of the Friendly Sons of the Raccoons.
I didn't know Ralph was a raccoon.
Sure, he's been one for years. Doesn't Ed belong to a lodge?
No, Ed's not a raccoon, and he isn't an owl, and he isn't an eagle. But he does have the habits of a monkey. Say, listen, Alice. If Ralph has to make that speech tonight, why didn't he write it before this?
Well, he just found out about it today. You see, this guy that's the head of the lodge, his name's George Williams.
Yeah.
Well, he called Ralph down at the bus depot, and he said that he wanted him to sit at the speaker's table or something like that and stand up and say a few words. Well, you know Ralph. He accepted it naturally. So he's going crazy in there now trying to think of something to say.
Well, listen, if he's going to the lodge meeting, why don't I call the girls and we can get together and have a card game?
It's fine with me.
I'll go up and phone him. See you later.
Okay.
Well, where are they?
Where's what?
Where's what? Do I look like a full-dressed raccoon?
Oh, you mean your pants?
Well, congratulations, Sergeant Friday. Yes, my pants, where are they?
Oh, don't get so excited, Ralph. I took them out today along with the rest of your uniform to get a little pressing done on it. I found there was a stain on the pants, so I sent them to the cleaners.
You took them to the cleaners? How could you do that? I got a meeting in a minute.
Ralph, there's nothing to get excited about. They'll be back in time. I made sure of that. I was going to take them to the cleaners on the corner. And when I got down there, I found they only had 8 hours service, and I didn't want to take a chance. So I walked all the way down to the cleaners on Halsey Street. They only had 7 hours service. Finally, I walked all the way downtown, and I found a place that had 6 hours service, so I left them there.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. You spent 8 hours looking for a place to save yourself 2 hours.
Don't yell at me, Ralph Cramden. Don't yell at me. You got the stain on those pants, not me. And what's more, the cleaner told me it was beer.
If I have told you once, I have told you 1,000 times that we have no drinking at the lodge meeting.
Oh, pardon me. I suppose you were cold sober when you came home the other night, walked in the bedroom, opened the window, stuck your head out, and yelled, "Hey, Mrs. Gallagher, would you kindly get your cat out of my apartment?"
May I ask you what Mrs. Gallagher's cat was doing in my apartment?
There wasn't any cat. You had that hat on backwards.
Don't steam me, Alice. Don't steam me. I can't go like this. I gotta make a speech, not pose for a calendar.
Listen, Ralph, you can stop worrying about the pants. They promised to deliver them by 7 o'clock. Now you got 15 minutes. Why don't you rehearse your speech a little bit? I haven't even heard it.
Oh, all right. I memorized part of it.
All right.
Fella raccoons.
Yeah.
Well, that's the part I got memorized. Wait a while.
Ralph, just read me the speech. Now, while you're reading it, you'll memorize it.
All right. You know, I put in a little joke, to start it off with a laugh. Will you hear this? Fella raccoons, I know it was difficult to get this meeting started, and I know all you raccoons work like beavers. Well, you're not laughing.
I don't think it's very funny.
You mean you don't get it? Let me explain it to you. A raccoon and a beaver are two different kinds of animals.
Uh-huh.
You don't think the guys will laugh at that, huh?
Only if your pants don't arrive.
One of these days. One of these days. All right, now kiss it.
What do you say that, folks?
What happened, Ralph? You get drafted?
You ever see anybody in the Army with a uniform like this? I'm not drafted. I'm a raccoon.
Well, I'm a butterfly and I'm flying out of here.
Wait a minute. When I say I'm a raccoon, I don't mean I'm a raccoon. I mean I'm the member of the lodge. You know what the lodge's name is? The International Order of the Friendly Sons of the Raccoon. Hey, how would you like to join the lodge? Wear a uniform like this.
Not me, Ralph. I got bony knees.
She sent my pants to the cleaners.
I don't think I'd like to join the lodge anyway. I did once, I'll never forget it. Never again. Never forget the night of the initiation. It lasted till 4 o'clock in the morning. Next day I was black and blue. I had a backache, a cut over my eye.
Tough initiation, huh?
Initiation, nothing. I got home, Trixie beat me up.
Look, Al, I have a little speech to memorize here. It's a long one, and I'd like to get at it. Now, if you don't mind... Hey, wait a minute. You got a sense of humor. See what you think of this joke.
Sure, I got a sense of humor. I'm a Pinky Lee fan. I know what's funny.
Well, listen to this anyway. Fellow raccoons, I know in order to get this meeting started tonight, you raccoons had to work like beavers. Well?
I don't know, Ralph. It may get a big laugh, but it just don't get me right down in here.
I don't care if it gets you down there. All I want is a laugh. Can you take a hint?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I have a long speech to memorize. The fellas are coming to pick me up any minute. My pants haven't arrived from the cleaners yet, and I gotta start memorizing the speech, and I'd like to do it alone.
Good deal. Now, what's the hint?
Will you get out of here?
Gee, what a grouch.
Now, maybe I could have some peace and memorize this thing. Fellow raccoons, I know you've worked hard tonight to get this meeting started. You raccoons work like beavers. And of course, there are many of you who many times have come to us and have said, on top of... Will you leave me alone? Every time you interrupt me, I can't learn it. You know I gotta learn something starting from the top and go right through it, or I can't get it.
Want your pants?
Oh, my pants. Oh, thanks. What I owe you, kid?
Oh, depends on how you'll pay me. Trick or treat.
What do I owe you for the pants?
I'll be $1 even.
All right. Take care of the kid. I'll put my pants on.
Okay. What is that, $1?
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's $1 for the pants. And here's a dime for you.
Oh, keep the dime, lady. It was worth it.
Fellow raccoons, I know that you worked hard to get this meeting started.
You don't have to shout.
Will you leave me alone? I told you I can't memorize anything unless I do it all the way through.
All right.
Every time you interrupt me, I gotta start again.
Okay,
So
I
just
won't
leave me
disturb
alone.
you anymore.
Fellow raccoons, I know that you all worked hard to get this meeting started.
I
told the girls about the card game.
Yeah.
Fellow raccoons, I know you all...
He's rehearsing his speech. He doesn't want to be interrupted.
Fellow raccoons, I know you all worked hard.
She can make it.
Oh, yeah?
Fellow raccoons, I know you worked... Fellow raccoons, I know
He's
you...
going bowling.
Fellow raccoons, I know you... Shut All right, you get out! And if you don't shut your mouth, you're going out, too!
I'll talk to you later. And you call my Ed a mental case.
Well, are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? I'm in no mood now. I can't memorize anything. 300 guys were dependent upon me tonight. 300 of them. I was going to make a speech to them. They were going to sit there and listen to me. Because they had confidence in what I was going to say. But no. You got to get me all upset. 300 guys think I'm important, but you don't. You don't think I'm important enough to give me a chance to memorize. That's okay. But you don't know what you did to me, Alice. I could have made a speech, maybe gone to a convention in Switzerland. All the raccoons from all over the world are going to be there. It's all right. I won't make the speech. I won't be promoted. And it's all your fault, Alice. It's all your fault!
Ah, shut up.
I'll turn to you later. Come in! Alice, you're a very fortunate person. You're probably the first woman that ever saw that ritual.
Is this your wife, Ralph?
Certainly is, George. Alice, I want you to meet George Williams. He's the head of our line.
Hello, Mr. Williams.
Hey, George, would you like to hear the speech I'm going to make?
Wait a minute, Ralph. What speech is that?
Well, you asked me to say a few words at the thing tonight.
Well, I know, but you don't have to write it. I've got it right here in my pocket. There you are.
You wrote it for me yourself?
Yeah.
Boy, this is going to be great. Gee, thanks a lot, pal.
That's all right. It's all right. Say, by the way, doesn't Brother Flaherty live upstairs on the fourth floor?
Fourth floor.
Yeah, well, I'll go up and get him. I'll meet you down in the car. How's that?
Okay,
Fine,
sir.
I'll see you later.
Well, I guess that'll show you how important I am. The head of the lodge himself wrote my speech. Now, if you'll sit down, I'll recite it.
Okay, Ralph. What does it say? What does it say, Ralph?
Gives me great pleasure to introduce our main speaker for the evening, George Williams. I'm an important guy. Audrey. I'm only important to me. Big raccoon. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it, Ralph. You'll always be head raccoon in this house.
Baby, you're the greatest.
Trix. How do you feel? Oh, I wish you hadn't have asked me that, Trixie. What a day I had today. First of all, I went down to Krause's to get some things for Ralph's dinner. I see a bunch of bananas, I pick it up, and I say, I'll take this bunch, how much are they? Krause says 20 cents a pound. I said, 20 cents a pound for a bunch of bananas? DeVito's around the corner's got them for 16 cents a pound. So he says, why don't you get them from DeVito's? I said, because DeVito's is out of bananas. He says, well, when I'm out of bananas, I sell them for 10 cents a pound.
Rouse's ain't the same since the old man died.
Yeah, and as if that wasn't all. I get home, I lug the groceries upstairs, I get right outside the door, I can't even find my key. So I park the groceries outside the door, and I go down to the landlady's, and Think I'll borrow her pass key, and while I'm there, I figure, well, I'll complain a little bit about how her husband doesn't come and pick up the garbage outside the door every day. So while I'm complaining, he comes in and he says, so what are you complaining about? I just now picked up the garbage outside your front door. I said, garbage? That wasn't any garbage. That was my groceries. You will never know, Trixie, how embarrassed I was running down the middle of the street after a garbage truck in front of all the neighbors, begging the garbage man to give me Ralph's dinner.
You've certainly had some beautiful day, Alice.
Yeah. Boy, I'm telling you, if Ralph's vacation didn't start next Monday, I don't know what I'd do. It's just that 2 weeks of relaxation I've got to look forward to that's getting me through these days.
I know just how you feel, Alice. Gee, I'm glad Ed got his vacation at the same time so we could all go away together.
Yeah.
By the way, Alice, has it definitely been decided now that we're going to Atlantic City?
Oh, sure. I got that all settled. Ralph and I had another argument about it again last night.
Oh.
He still wanted to go fishing, but I finally talked him into going to Atlantic City.
Good. Hey, do you know of a nice place down there for us to stay?
Oh, sure. I thought we'd stay at the same place that my sister stayed last year.
Oh?
It's called the Royal Hawaiian Motel. It's only 17 minutes from the beach by bus, and it's got very reasonable rates.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, and that isn't all. This motel colony has a recreation hall, and they have dances every night.
Oh.
I bought myself a new evening gown to wear to the dances.
You didn't tell me you got a gown. Show it to me.
Oh, sure. I guess I forgot. Here it is, right here.
Oh, I bet we have a wonderful time.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Hi, Alice. Hiya, Trix.
Hi, Ralph. What you got in the bundles?
Something for our vacation. Wait till you see this. I'll be out in a minute.
Well, what do you suppose he's got in there?
Oh, never mind about that. Come on, show me this gown.
Here it is.
Oh, it's beautiful, Alice. Just beautiful.
Isn't that something? Boy, I can hardly wait, Trixie. I can see it all now. Every night after dinner, we'll get out of our wet bathing suits and get dressed for the dance. I'll put on this new evening gown. Ralph will wear his new blue suit. And then maybe after the dance, we can take a stroll down the boardwalk in the moonlight. And then if we feel like it, we can drop into some, quiet little spot and have a few buckets of steamed clams.
Oh, gee. It sounds so romantic, Alice. And Atlantic City's going to do a world of good for my Ed, too.
Yeah.
Ed's job doesn't give him much of a chance to get a tan. And when he does, it's a polka-dotted one. From the sun seeping down through the holes in the manhole cover.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, speaking of Ed, I better go back upstairs and get his dinner. He'll be home any minute. Listen, I'll see you later, honey.
Okay, Trix. Hey, Ralph.
Coming out in a minute.
Okay. What's keeping you so long in there?
I now declare war on the trout of America.
You mean to tell me that's what you had in the bundle?
Yeah, and I got you something, too. A pair of blue dungarees. I'll get you the sweatshirt and the sneakers that go with it tomorrow.
Wow. We can't wear this stuff in Atlantic City.
Certainly we can't. We're not going to Atlantic City.
We're not going. I thought we had the whole thing decided.
I changed my mind.
You changed your mind?
Yeah, and do you want to hear how I changed it? Ed and I are going to work this morning on the bus, see?
Yeah?
Well, we bump into a guy and we start talking to him. And we find out that he owns a fishing lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after we tell him we're going on a 2-week vacation, he takes out some pictures of the place and he shows it to us. Believe it's perfect. Just perfect, sweetheart.
Listen, Ralph, where is this place?
It's called Fred's Landing.
Yeah?
It's a vacationer's paradise. Set in the foothills of Wanchung Mountains, overlooking Lake Pokemoonshine. It's a real wilderness, and we can share all the fun. Mm-hmm. I'll get up at the crack of dawn, go down to the lake, fish all morning, bring the fish back. You can clean it in the afternoon, collect
Wait a
some wood,
minute.
make a
Wait
fire.
a minute.
What's
I'd
the
like
matter?
to tell you something, and if you're quite through posing for the cover of Field and Stream, I'll tell you what's the matter.
All right, what's the matter, my little speckled trout?
Not a thing, my little sand crab, except we're not going to Fred's Landing. We're going to Atlantic City.
We are, huh?
Yeah.
That's your version of it. We are going to Fred's Landing.
Now listen here, Ralph. Atlantic City's the place to go. Millions of people go there.
Millions of people go to Atlantic City?
Yeah.
Well, millions of people go to Fred's Landing.
Millions, huh? Name one. Name one.
All right, I'll name one. Fred.
Now listen, Ralph, and get it straight. I'm not going to any dump like Fred's Landing.
Dump? 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 This is no dump. This is a very romantic place. As a matter of fact, it has a very romantic legend about it. Many, many years ago, there were two Indian tribes living on opposite sides of Lake Pocamoonshine. Now, they wanted to join the tribes, so they thought the best way to do it was have the Indian brave from one tribe marry the Indian princess from the other tribe. Well, the two chiefs arranged for the both of them to meet. Now, as soon as the Indian brave sees the Indian princess, they take an immediate dislike to each other, and they don't want to get married. So the two Indian chiefs get mad, and they kill both the Indian brave and the Indian princess.
Now, what's so romantic about that?
What's so romantic about that? They buried both the Indian princess and the Indian brave in the same grave with their arms around each other.
Now, that settles it, Ralph. I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to get it straight once and for all. I have no intention and no thought of spending my vacation in a lost wilderness. It may be your idea of sharing fun for you to catch fish and for me to clean them, but it's not mine. And I certainly do not intend to spend the only 2 weeks that I have to relax slopping around in some mud hole. I have to work hard enough all year round in this wilderness. Every single day I have to hang over a sink and do a wash that would choke a horse. And when I get it done, I have to lug it down in the yard and hang it out on the line to dry. And if it should be raining, I have to hang wet clothes up here in the kitchen and walk around all day with an umbrella over my head. Now, as if that wasn't enough, I have to argue with the landlord, haggle with the butcher, complain to the grocer. And then, to make the whole sunshiny day perfect, you come home and you yell, I'm hungry, where's the eats? And to top it all off, Ralph, you've got the colossal gall to tell me that I'm going to spend my vacation cleaning fish next to two dead Indians with their arms around each other.
Are you finished? Are you finished? Are you done, through, and completed? Well, let me tell you something. What do you think my life is, a block party or something? What do you think driving a bus all day is, a hayride? Getting up every morning while it's still dark outside, drinking leftover coffee because you can stay in bed, making my own eggs? Do you realize I haven't had an egg without the yolk broken in over 2 years? What do you think it is, a racket driving a bus up and down Fifth Avenue every day? Every day, up and down, up and down, up and down. On the way down at Central Park, fun would tell us Saks Fifth Avenue, the Public Library, the Empire State Building, and Washington Square. On the way up, it's Washington Square, the Empire State Building, the Public Library, Saks Fifth Avenue, fun would tell us at Central Park. Day after day this goes on. Week after week, month after month, year after year. And if that isn't enough, I come home expecting a decent meal, and some neighbor tells me she just saw my wife running down the street begging a garbage man for my dinner.
Shut up.
Well, I see you're all dressed up in your outfit for Fred's Landing.
What outfit for Fred's Landing? I just got through working in the sewer.
Well, don't worry about it, pal. What a time we're going to have at Fred's Landing. Every morning we'll get up at 6 o'clock, cook our own breakfast, slip into these, and wade out into the water.
Wait a minute. This is supposed to be a vacation. I go wading every day.
Don't worry. This'll be a vacation. You like to fish, don't you?
Yeah, I love to fish. Did a lot of fish when I was a kid. Didn't have much luck, though. Once I read in a book, though, that you have a lot of luck when you go fishing at night, see? So I sneak out of the house, bring my fishing pole with me, and walk until I come to a bridge. Threw my line over the bridge. Stayed there for 3 hours, didn't catch a thing. I kept this up for a couple of weeks. Nothing. Then one night I go there and I decide I'm going to stay there all night until the morning comes and catch a fish and know the reason why. When the morning come, I realized why I was having some bad luck.
Why?
The bridge was over a railroad track.
You are a mental case. Well, don't worry about your luck at Fred's Landing. We'll catch plenty of fish.
Wait a minute, Ed. You told Trixie about this change in your vacation plans? I happen to know she's got her heart set on going to Atlantic City.
Don't worry about a thing. Trixie will go where I go.
Attaboy, pal. Put your foot down.
Yeah? Supposing she puts up a squawk.
Look, I know exactly what I'm going to say to her. I'll just tell her Atlantic City is closed for the summer.
Look, pal, maybe you better go upstairs now and tell Trixie we're going to Fred's Landing instead of Atlantic City.
Okay, Ralph, I'll do that.
Thanks, pal. You do look good in those pants.
Thank you.
Well, I guess that settles it. We are now going to Fred's Landing.
Now listen here, Ralph. If you insist that I go to Fred's Landing, those two dead Indians are going to have company. I am not going to Fred's Landing. I am not going to Fred's Landing.
Don't go.
I wouldn't give you the satisfaction.
One of these days. One of these days. Bow right in the guest. Are you sure you're pushing on your side?
Of course I'm pushing on my side. It's going as fast as your side, isn't it?
Listen, Ralph, will you stop this? You can't push the car all the way to Fred's Landing.
I don't intend to push it all the way to Fred's Landing. I just intend to push it to a garage so we can get a mechanic to tell us what's wrong with it.
I know what's wrong. You never should have borrowed this wreck from Nolan in the first place.
Will you lay off me? There can't be anything big wrong with the thing. Nolan told me before he lent it to me he had it tuned up for us.
Yeah, well, he may have had the motor tuned up, but that radiator sure isn't playing our song.
Maybe the radiator needs some water.
Well, thank you very much. That certainly was clever of you. Which one of the Pep Boys are you, Manny, Mo, or Jack? If I had any water, I'd put it in. Well, don't think. Shut up.
Wait a minute. You can't talk to Trixie like that. She happens to be my wife. Now stop thinking and shut up!
Now listen. You had no right to talk to Trixie like that. This whole thing never would have happened if we'd gone to Atlantic City.
Will you stop saying Atlantic City? I just broke my back pushing this thing for a half hour. And all you've said since early this morning is Atlantic City, Atlantic City, Atlantic City. No, I don't ever want to hear Atlantic City again.
Atlantic City, Atlantic City, Atlantic City!
Oh, and I'd like to belt you just once. I'll fix you for that. I'll fix you for that.
Yes.
When we do get to Fred's Landing, I won't even introduce you to Fred.
Oh, from this blow, I may never recover.
All right, kiddo. Okay.
And just a minute, Ralph. Don't be so cute about all this. What makes you think we're not already at Fred's Landing? This dump looks bad enough.
You know, I just hope one thing. I hope one thing. That you fall in love when we get to Fred's Landing. That you love the place. Just so when I get my vacation next year, I can fix you and not take it out.
Ed, I'm getting worried. I think we're lost. There hasn't been another car on this road for 3 hours.
Trixie's right. I certainly hope we're on the right road. This would be a terrible place to get lost.
Just don't worry about a thing with you. I know exactly where I am. I don't even need a map. The sun's over there. That's the west. So that must be the east. There's the north, and there's the south.
All right, where are we?
Right in the middle.
You're ready for Bellevue, pal.
Give me the map.
Here it is, Ed.
You have to have proof. Give me the map. There we are. New York City. That's where we started from. Then we took the Lincoln Tunnel. This black dot here, that's Jersey City. This black dot over here, that's Bayonne.
If that black dot is Bayonne, it's moving. You idiot, that's an ant.
Well, let's follow the ant. It looks like it's going in the right direction.
Don't give it too much of a head start, because this car will never catch it. Now listen, Ralph. Our only hope is to get this car started and get to a gasoline station.
I think she's right.
All right, let's try to start it again. Get in. How do I get a hold of that note?
Ralph.
What?
It might help if you turn down the ignition key.
I was just about to do that. I wanted to find out if the battery was alive first.
just a minute. Just let's get out of the car, take another look at the motor. Maybe we can fix it. Come on.
Wait till I get my hands on it.
Lift up. Oh, I'm telling you, they don't make cars like these nowadays.
Mind getting in the front seat and starting the car in case I want you to?
Hey, Ralph, there's a couple of loose wires there underneath the dashboard here. The horn was making so much noise I couldn't hear you.
Will you please shut up and just sit there? Hey, there's two loose wires.
All right, put it together. I'll turn on the ignition. Maybe it'll start.
All right. All right, get out of the car. Get out of the car and put him up. Just put him up.
Now, wait a minute. Norton was only trying to help.
Trying to help? Trying to help, huh? First you almost blow up my ear, then you try to electrocute me. Why don't you help me some more? Run over me with the car. I can't get the car started. Well, without a doubt.
There's a man coming down the road. Hey, maybe he can help us.
Maybe you can tell us where we can get some water for the radiator. Oh. Am I glad to see you, pal?
Howdy, Bub.
Hey,
Well, you folks must be strangers around here. I ain't never seen you down at the Grange Hall.
Grange Hall? We're vacationers. We're looking for Fred's Landing. By the way, do you know if there's a river or a brook or a lake around here?
Why, there's a creek about half a mile down the road here.
We're in luck. I'll get the can. Where's the can?
It's in here somewhere.
Here it is. Put that stuff back in. Thanks a lot, pal.
Where are you going with that can?
I'm going down to the creek and get some water.
Wouldn't do you much good. Creek dried up 3 years ago.
Why didn't you tell me that the creek dried up 3 years ago?
You wasn't here then.
Look, Mac, can you tell us where a garage is so we can get a mechanic to tell us what's wrong with this car?
The name ain't Mac, but maybe I can fix your car. I'm always working around on my tractor. This appears to be about the same thing. Oh, yeah, here's your trouble right here. The spark plugs ain't connected with your distributor. That ought to do it.
Oh, thanks, mister.
Hey, thanks, pal. Sorry for the way I yelled at you. Hey, listen, maybe you could do us another favor. Do you know the way to get to Fred's Landing from here?
I don't know, no.
Well, do you know where Route 23 is?
No.
You know any crossroads that go across the turnpike?
I'm afraid I don't know.
You don't know very much, do you, huh?
I know one thing.
What's that?
I ain't lost.
Oh, come on. The car's fixed. Let's get going. We'll find a garage and find out how to get to Fred's Landing. And look, now that the car's fixed, let's forget about the trouble we had. Live it up a little bit. Let's sing a little song. Give me the road, the great winding height. Come on, Norton.
Give me the road to white one.
Will you shut up?
Oh, boy, Trixie. One more day of this vacation, I'll collapse.
Oh, I know how you feel, Alice. I'm dead myself.
Some vacation. All I've done for the past 2 days. Wash dishes, scrub clothes, clean fish, lug wood, get water from the lake. And what have the men been doing all this time? Eating, sleeping, fishing. No wonder they call us the weaker sex. All this work is wearing us out.
Boy, you said it. I can't stand this much longer. If we don't get out of here soon, there's going to be another legend about this place. 2 dead housewives buried with their arms around a load of wood.
I don't know how we're going to manage it. You know how stubborn Ralph is. If I suggested it, he'd never leave. He won't leave here until he's good and ready.
Yeah, my Ed's the same way. Boy, they'd get out of here pretty quick if they were as miserable as we are.
Yeah, but they're not. Ralph's already talking to Fred about next year.
Oh.
Hey, wait a minute. Suppose something happened that they were as miserable as we are.
Huh?
Listen, Trixie, I got an idea. All you and I have to...
Here we are!
All right, pal. Lower your end.
I got it.
Well, look who's here. Nelson Eddy and Jeanette McDonald.
Well, girls, your fishermen are home.
Should have been with us today, Trix.
Why? Did you need some wood?
Alice, I had a thrill that comes to a man probably only once in a sportsman's lifetime. We get out in the middle of Lake Moonshine, see? I throw the lines out over the boat, and we sit back. We're sitting there for about a half hour. Suddenly, I feel a tug on the line. Well, I start to reel right in. But this game fish is really a game fish. Now, he flies out of the water, flies into the water, swims down to the bottom, pulls my line with him. He's pulling at one end, I'm pulling at the other. He's pulling at one end, I'm pulling at the other. Finally, the tide changes, and I feel him weaken, and I start to reel him in.
Did you get him?
Did I get him?
The proof is in the pudding.
And there he is.
This is what you were pulling and tugging and pulling and tugging?
He lost a lot of weight in a fight.
Do you mean that in 2 days this is all you two could catch?
We caught a smaller one. We had to throw him back.
Never mind the cracks. Just cook it for our dinner. Hey, Norton, you want to take a little nap before we have dinner?
Good idea, Ralph.
Oh, by the way, wash out my fish basket. I'm dead. I want to tell you, sitting in that boat under the broiling sun really knocks you out. I sure did envy you kids sitting back here with nothing to do. Well, don't forget to wake us up when dinner's ready.
One of these days, Ralph. One of these days. Pow! Right in the kissing.
What did you say?
Nothing, Ralph. That did it, Trixie. That did it. He wants his dinner? I'll get him a dinner. Come on over here and help me with the stove. You can pick up some of those wet leaves over there. Yeah. Drop them right in here. That's it. Now, when I get through with Ralph, he'll be begging us to leave Fred's Landing. Here you go.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I was just cooking your dinner.
Well, be a little careful. I'm not on the menu. Is that? Can I get some sleep? Throw a little more water on it. I can still smell it.
Sure, Ralph. Be glad to. I'll put it out. Sure.
What's the matter with you?
I'm sorry, Ralph. It slipped. I'll help you get the wet shoes.
Never mind helping me off with them. You've done enough already. I'll take them off myself.
Very sorry.
You'd ruin anything.
Told you I'd help you.
Just leave me alone, that's all.
What are you going to do now?
Just stand back a little bit. Trixie, look out! There's a snake!
Where's the snake? Ow!
It's all right now, Ralph. I think the snake got away. You can go back and finish your nap.
What's the matter with you? Are you going insane? First time I went into the tent, I was all smoked to death. Then I was almost drowned to death, and now you tell me there's snakes around here.
Well, what's the matter with that? That's just some of the little inconveniences you put up with when you live in the great outdoors. And isn't it worth it, Ralph? Just think. We're living just like the Indians did.
For your information, if the Indians live like this, no wonder they're a vanishing race.
Well, you chose this, Ralph. This is what you wanted for your vacation, isn't it? If you'll excuse us, Trixie and I got to go down to the lake and lug some more water back. Come on, Trix.
Norton, will you wake up? Norton! Wake up!
Let's fix it out. Where the girl?
They went down to the lake for more water. Norton? Ma. This place is driving me nuts. I got a broken back from sleeping on the ground. The mosquitoes are eating me alive. And I'm getting pretty sick of canned beans and stale bread. We got to get out of this place.
Good idea. Let's just sneak out of here before the girls get back.
You don't understand. This was my idea coming here. If I ever asked Alice to go home now, I'd never hear the end of it. We got to make them ask us.
Yeah, but how?
Hey, a little while ago, they were pretty scared about a little snake.
Yeah?
We could scare them in some big way. They'd ask us immediately to go home.
How are you going to do it?
I got an idea. Were you over to Fred's Landing, the lodge?
Yeah?
They got a big bearskin hanging over the fireplace.
Yeah?
I'll go over, get the bearskin, put it on. When the girls come back, I go like this. They'll be so scared they'll ask us in a minute to go home.
Not a bad idea. But I still think we ought to sneak out of here before the girls get back. Hey! Boy, that's wonderful, Ralph. That's terrific. Look at that. Hey! Boy, if I didn't know you was in there, it'd fool me, you know? Hey, take the head off. It'll be too hot when the girls come back. I can't hear you with the head on. Dot! What? Dot! I can hear you now.
That's not me. I'm over here. That's a bear.
Oh, Ralph. Are you all right?
All right.
Ed, were you
All
scared?
right. That's it. Ed, take Trixie, go over to Fred's Landing and tell him we're leaving. With pleasure.
Thank goodness. Ralph, you mean to say you're going to leave this vacation as paradise so early?
Yeah. Yeah, we're leaving it. We're leaving it. We're leaving it. Sorry. I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, but I guess this is about the most stupid of them all. I just thought I was supposed to spend my vacation. I didn't think that you needed one, too. You do more work than I do. You cook for me. You sew for me. You do everything for me, sweetie. You wanted to go to Atlantic City, and I had to ruin it for you. I had to come here to Fred's Landing. Sorry.
You can't ruin anything for me, Ralph. Besides, we have a week and a half left we can spend in Atlantic City.
Baby, you're the greatest.
Hi, Trixie.
Are you coming in here or aren't you?
Just a minute, Ralph. I'm getting it as fast as I can.
What's he doing at home?
The bus company sent him home this morning. Seems he had a little accident driving the bus today. He ran into a car.
Accident? Was he hurt?
No, only a sprained finger. But you know him, hollering and carrying on. The company doctor was sent over to see him. Gave him a complete examination. That's all he could find wrong.
Will you come in here or aren't you?
What's he doing all the hollering for?
Well, you know, I think he kind of likes the idea of me waiting on him hand and foot, so complications have set in. If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Men are such babies when they're sick. Remember when they had that virus epidemic a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
My Ed was so scared he'd catch it, he stayed in bed for 3 days. I had to rub his chest, run to the drugstore, pile blankets on him, make hot soup, squeeze orange juice all day long.
Well, did he catch the virus?
No. And I don't understand it, because I had it all the time.
You know something?
What?
Do you know that Ralph has had me phone the doctor twice already today?
Thought you told me he was already examined.
He was, but that was the company doctor.
Oh.
And since the company doctor didn't find anything wrong with him, Ralph doesn't trust him. So he has his own doctor on the way over here.
What does a man have to do? Drop dead around here before he gets any attention? Are you going to change the bandage on that or aren't you?
I'll change the bandage, but don't get so excited. The doctor said it didn't even need a bandage. It's nothing.
Nothing? How could you say it's nothing? Look at it.
How long did you lay in the street before they were able to move you?
Don't get wise. Don't get wise.
Ralph, I don't know what you're making all this fuss about. The doctor said that finger would be perfectly all right by tomorrow.
Oh, sure. He said it'd be all right by tomorrow. What does he know? Complications could set in. Remember that time my brother Freddie had the accident? When he slipped on a pool cue and skinned his knee? The doctor said that was nothing. He put a little mercurochrome on his knee and told him he'd be back to work the next day. That shows you how much doctors know. That was 15 years ago, and Freddie hasn't gone back to work yet.
All right, Ralph. If it'll make you feel any better, sit down and I'll change the bandage.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now be very careful. It's tender. Very careful.
You come on, Alice. It's killing me.
Ralph, it's off.
Oh. Look at the swelling. It's gone up a mile.
It'll go down again, Ralph.
And what if it don't? You know what that means? I might never bowl again. I gotta do something to get this swelling down.
Well, I heard that the best thing for a swelling is to run it under hot water.
And at what medical convention did you hear that?
It's worth a try, Ralph.
All right, I'll try anything. Fat chance you gotta get in any hot water in this dump. Gotta let it run a half hour even before it gets loose.
Don't stay there. Get the ice water. Oh, you.
Here. Feel better now? How does it feel, Ralph?
It's much better. Now look. Can't get it off. It's stuck.
Well, let me try.
Take it easy. That's not an olive in there. It's my tongue.
Maybe you put some butter around your thumb, the bottle would just slip off.
Shut up. Well, don't stand there. Get some butter.
There, now try it, Ralph.
Well, Dr. Christian, have you got any more suggestions? How about trying a little marmalade? There's only one way to get this off. Get me a hammer.
But, Ralph!
Get me a hammer. One well-directed blow in the middle, it comes right off.
Ralph, I don't think you should do this. Broken glass is very dangerous.
Will you give me the hammer? Now, look out. Now, what was so dangerous about that? This is all the doctor's fault. If he was here when I called him, this would have never happened. Where is he?
I don't know. I phoned him twice already today.
Did you tell him it was emergency, a bus accident?
I told him exactly what your condition was, Ralph.
We got to get rid of that doctor. Remember that time I was sick about 3 years ago? I called him. I was at death's door. It took him 5 hours to get here. When he finally did arrive, I was all better.
Would you feel better if I phoned him again?
Yes.
All right. Come on, you can go up and use my phone, Alice. Thanks, Trixie.
What's there, folks?
Quiet. Come on, Alice, let's go up.
Hey. Going up to fix my dinner?
No, we're going up to phone a doctor.
Why don't you wait? I'll eat my dinner first.
The doctor's for Ralph.
Oh. Hey, Ralph, what's the matter, pal?
I had an accident today with the bus. Around 8:30 this morning, you know, when everybody's going to work, the traffic's terrific. So I look out the window to pull the bus away from the curb, and then it happened. Bang, right into another car.
What's your own fault, Ralph? During the rush hours, you should drive your bus on a side street.
You are a mental case.
What'd you call the doctor for? You hurt?
Well, the company doctor says I just sprained my thumb. But you can't tell, you know, complications might set in.
Absolutely right, Ralph. Absolutely right. I had an uncle who was in an automobile accident 20 years ago. They took him to the hospital. Complications set in. He's still suffering.
20 years and he's still suffering?
They married a nurse.
I'm not talking about those kind of complications. I didn't want to tell Alice, but since that accident this morning, my neck is a little stiff.
Why didn't you tell me so in the first place? You got a stiff neck, I'll help you out in jig time. I had plenty of experience in the Navy. A buddy of mine had a stiff neck practically every day.
A stiff neck every day?
Yeah, he had a picture of his girl tattooed on his back. He kept trying to look at her.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'll wait for the doctor.
Come on. Sit down. I've done this 100 times. Sit down.
Never mind, I'm feeling better already. I'll wait for the doctor.
Come on, will you look? You feel like a new man. Only take a minute. Come on, sit down.
All right, but be careful.
All right, relax. It'll be over in a minute. You'll feel like a new man. Just one little snap, it'll be all over.
Don't tell me about it. Just do it.
All right. 1, 2, 3. You ready, Ralph?
Don't tell me about it.
All right, I won't tell you about it. All right, I'll surprise you. All right, just sit there and relax. All right. Oh, the foot bone connected to the leg bone. The leg bone connected to the backbone, and the backbone connected to the neck bone.
What did you do?
Feel better, Ralph?
What's the matter with you? My head's all crooked. I thought you did this 100 times.
I did, and this always happens.
What am I going to do?
Stick a violin under your chin. Nobody will know the difference.
I knew I should have never trusted you in the first place.
Well, if you were a careful driver, this never would have happened.
Don't stand there and do something.
All right, I'll do something. Just let me think now. Just relax. All is not lost. Look out, Ralph. He's got a gun!
What are you trying to do? Scare me to death?
What are you complaining about? Your head's on straight, ain't it?
Ralph, the doctor's nurse says he's on his way over.
All right, come on now, sit down. We'll get to work on the thumb.
You gotta be out of your mind. Get out of here!
What a grouch!
Well, what are you sitting down for? You gonna bandage my thumb or aren't you?
In a minute, Ralph. Just let me sit here for a second. I'm worn out.
You're worn out? You're worn out? I was in the accident. I'm the one that's worn out.
So I don't have a right to be worn out, huh?
No!
Well, I want to tell you something, Ralph. And I want you to get it straight. All I have done all day long is cater to your whims. All I've heard is close the window, get me a magazine, I want a glass of water, get me some aspirin, turn on the radio, pull down the shade, call the doctor, do this, do that. Listen here, Ralph Cramden, if you had been Florence Nightingale's first patient, there never would have been a nursing profession.
One of these days. One of these days. Pow! Right in the chest!
Shut up.
Come in.
Hello, Alice.
Hello, Ralph.
I hear you had a bit of an accident today. What seems to be the trouble?
Well, the company doctor says I got a sprained thumb.
Uh-huh. Well...
Don't squeeze it.
He's absolutely right. That's all it is. Nothing but a sprain. It'll be all right tomorrow morning.
Oh. I also got a little pain in my chest. Maybe I broke a couple of ribs or something.
All right. Let's have a look at it.
Don't press.
How is he, Doctor?
There are no broken bones. Perfectly all right. He'll live.
You mean there's nothing wrong with me?
Ralph, if all my patients were as healthy as you, I'd be out of business.
Well, thank you, Doctor. I'm sorry we brought you all the way over here for nothing.
Oh, that's all right, Alice. Have you been feeling all right?
Me? Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I've just been feeling a little tired lately, that's all.
Well, as long as I'm here, maybe I'd better have a look, huh? Young lady, if there's anybody sick in this family, it's you.
Hey, something wrong with her, Doc?
Well, she's run down. She's almost exhausted. I suggest that she go to bed immediately and stay there. Get complete rest. Don't let her get out for anything. Don't let her do a thing, Ralph.
Don't worry, I'll take good care of her.
Good, good. I'll see you later. Take care of yourself.
You're married to. Here I am running around screaming about a finger that doesn't even hurt me, and you're sick. Real sick. Sweetie, I'm sorry. I don't ever want anything to happen to you, sweetie. You're the only thing I got, and I love you.
I love you too, Ralph.
Baby, you're the greatest.
Here's the egg I borrowed from you. The egg? But you just borrowed it 10 minutes ago. How'd you get another one so fast?
I didn't. It's the same egg. I just used it to darn a sock.
Oh, well, I'm glad you returned it, as a matter of fact, because I'm running a little short, and I figured tonight maybe I'd give myself a shampoo.
Gee, doesn't anybody use eggs for eating anymore?
I guess not. How about a cold drink, Trix?
Oh, love it.
Listen, would you mind getting the bottle opener?
Yeah.
It's in the top drawer of the bureau over there.
Oh.
Find it?
Yeah.
Hi, Ralph. Hi, Ed. Well, how was the ball game? Who won?
I don't know.
We left before it was over.
You left before it was over?
I was too excited to wait till it was over. Today, the most wonderful thing happened to me that's ever happened to me in my whole life.
What'd you do, Ralph? Catch a foul ball?
You remember this morning when Norton come down with the extra tickets for the ball game?
Yeah.
And he asked me to go with him?
Yeah.
And I said, all right, that I'd call up the bus depot and tell him I was sick? And you said to me, don't call him up and don't tell him you're sick, right?
Right.
Well, if I hadn't called the bus depot up and told him that I was sick, this thing would have never happened to me, right, Norton?
That's right.
Tell her what happened.
Well, I'll tell you. This morning I had a couple of tickets to the ball game. See, I come down here and I wanted Ralph to go with me. Well, he said he's going to call up the bus company. Tell him he was sick.
That part of it. Tell her the other.
Ralph, will you calm down and tell me yourself what happened?
All right. We get to the ball game, we buy our programs, and we sit down and back at third base. Well, along about the seventh inning, a voice comes on over the loudspeaker, and he says, ladies and gentlemen, would you kindly all turn to page 12 in your programs, the scorecard? Well, I turn to page 12, and there's a big ad for Pop's Pumpernickel Bread. Now the voice says over the loudspeaker, you'll notice that there is a number printed on a loaf of bread in the middle of the ad. If you were holding this lucky number, you will win $1,000. The number is 5683. Who do you think had the number, Alice? Who do you think had the number?
You will never guess in a million years.
$1,000? Do you mean to say that you won?
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Hey, Ralph, when they pay you off that $1,000, make them give it to you in single-dollar bills. One of them may be a lucky buck.
Boy, $1,000. $1,000. More money than I ever had in my whole life. You know what I'm going to do as soon as I get that dough? You and me are going downtown, and we're going to buy all new clothes. You know that blue suit I had, the one I burned a hole in? Well, I'm going to get a new one. And I'm going to get a new hat, too. The one I got is falling apart. And that dress. I'm going to get you a new dress. That's been dyed pink, yellow, green, purple, and all the colors of the rainbow. Yes, sir. Oh, and another thing. You know you're always complaining about your feet? That's on account of you wear cheap shoes. Well, when I get you downtown, I'm having your bunions removed. Another thing. You always say that I never treat your mother and father right? Well, this time I'm going to prove you wrong. As soon as I get the dough, I'm sending them all our old clothes.
Boy, that boy is all heart.
$1,000? I can hardly believe it. Takes your breath away. Uh-huh.
And another thing. As we were coming home from the ball game, we passed a used car lot. I saw the prettiest Chevy you ever saw in your life. I'm going to get that car, Alice. Then when the summer comes and it's a hot day, we can all take a drive across the river to Jersey. Oh, we want to make a day of it. We can go out to Long Island. And when I get that car, I'm going to do something that I've wanted to do for a long time and I couldn't do.
What's that?
Go to a drive-in movie.
Listen, Ralph, if you ask me, I think we should put this money in a bank.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? I wouldn't trust a bank. Not after what happened to my father in 32.
What happened? He was wiped out, Ralph?
Wiped out? His Christmas club went like that.
I know just how I felt. I had a school savings account myself.
Listen, Ralph, I think that we should think of our futures. This is probably the only $1,000 we're ever going to see in our lives. I think we should put this away for our old age.
You know, you dames kill me. You're all the same. Always worrying about the future, your old age. Just as long as you have enough money for your old age. And when all your life you spend your youth pinching pennies, saving nickels, and every nickel you can get your hands on. And what do you save it for? For old age. And when you get old, what do you spend it on? Face creams, reducing pills, hair dye, false teeth, and why? Just so you look as young as you looked when you started saving.
Just a minute. Now, wait a minute. I think Al's got a point there. I think saving sometimes can be very, very important. I know a guy once saved his money all his life, even went without food sometimes, living in cheap rooms. Then he was 65 years old. He had $100,000 paid off. Then he meets a beautiful blonde, 20 years old. She fell madly in love with him. They got married to whatever place. Down in Florida in the wintertime, Atlantic City in the summer. Oh, he bought her diamonds, yachts, all that stuff. Then all of a sudden his money run out. So did she. He never heard from her.
So what good did it do him to save all the money?
Well, if he didn't have all that money, he couldn't have found out what kind of a girl she was.
Norton, you are a mental case. Now, look, Alice, we're not going to save this money. Why, with this kind of dough, we can fix this joint up to look real good. First thing I'm going to do is get some linoleum for the bedroom. Then we're going to fix up the kitchen. I'm going to get you one of those step-on garbage cans. We'll get a new pan to put under the icebox. And I'm going to get something I always wanted to get. A little rubber plant for the fire escape. Oh, yeah. You're always telling me whenever you do a big wash and you have to lug it up to 6 flights up to the floor, you know, the roof to dry, says it breaks your back. Don't worry about that. From now on, that will never happen again. We can afford to move to the top floor.
Boy, Ralph is really living in a Barnum and Bailey world, eh?
Another thing, Norton. What? I'm not forgetting you either, pal. I'm going to do something for you. After all, if it wasn't you coming down with the extra ticket, I could have never gone to the game.
What are you going to do for me?
Tomorrow, I'm taking you to the ball game.
Hey, boy, see, the money hasn't changed him a bit.
I'll say he hasn't changed.
I'll tell you one thing about Ralph Cramden, money will never go to his head.
Don't worry. Ralph Cramden will never change. Nothing will ever go to my head.
Listen, Ralph. Why don't the four of us have some sort of a celebration tonight?
Yeah. Oh, we can't go out. That guy's coming over from the bread company with the prize. Wait a minute. I got a better idea. We'll celebrate right here. Here, Norton. Here's $5. Go across the street to the Chinese restaurant, get some egg foo young and some chow mein.
Boy, what a pal, huh?
Don't forget to bring the change back. Remember, he's still the same old Ralph.
Hey, you know, I feel like a helping hand on striking rich.
Well, if we're going to have a party, I'll just go upstairs and slip into my good dress.
Okay.
I'll see you later, Alice. Goodbye, spendthrift.
Now, what did she mean by that?
What did she mean by that? I'll tell you what she meant by that. Norton takes you to a ball game today and you win $1,000. So what do you do for Norton? You buy him a Chinese dinner and promise to take him to a ball game.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do? You could give him a few dollars out of your winnings. After all, if it hadn't been for Norton, this never would have happened. And this isn't the first time, Ralph. Norton's done a lot of nice things for you.
Yeah? Go ahead. Name one. Name one thing that he did for me that should make me want to give him some of this money.
All right, I'll name one. What about that time you lost your paycheck last year? Who was it who loaned us the money so we could eat for a week? And the time you sprained your ankle bowling, who was it that carried you home 6 blocks piggyback? And what about the time your mother was so sick, Ralph? Who was it who got up in the middle of the night, borrowed a car from his brother, and drove you all the way to Jersey in the pouring rain just so you could visit her?
So what? It ended up even. He bought the gas and I paid the toll through the tunnel.
Well, Scotty, what-y do-da-day.
Look, come in.
Mr. Cramden?
Yeah?
I'm Mr. O'Keefe of the Pops Pumpernickel Bread Company.
Oh.
And I suppose this charming young lady is Mrs. Cramden. I'll bet you're a happy young woman today.
Yes, sir.
Gee, sit down, Mr. O'Keefe. We're going to have some Chinese food.
Well, that's quite all right. I've already had my dinner. Mr. Cramden, as you probably know, the purpose of this contest was, among other things, to get publicity for Pop's Pumpernickel Bread Company. Well, I have a photographer down in the car, and I just wondered if it was convenient to bring him up now to take some pictures of you.
You mean they're going to take some pictures of me?
For the newspapers.
It's going to be in the papers?
That's right. You see, publicity is as important to us as the $1,000 is to you. Your picture will be in millions of New York homes tomorrow.
Hear that, Alice?
Is it all right to bring him up then?
Sure, bring him up. Maybe he's hungry. Maybe he can have some Chinese food.
We'll be right up, folks.
You hear that, Alice? They're going to take some pictures of me. Going to appear in the papers. Millions of people are going to see it. I just can't wait till the guys down at the bus depot see it. Well, if they're going to take a picture, I'd better change my suit.
Okay, Ralph, I'll straighten up in here a little bit. Before they get back again. Ralph! Ralph? I just thought of something.
What?
You can't possibly accept that $1,000 prize.
Will you stop bothering me? I got to change my suit to take a picture. What?
I said you can't possibly accept the $1,000 prize.
And why not? I won it, didn't I?
Sure you won it, but how did you win it? Don't you remember you called the boss and played sick so you could get the day off?
So what?
So what? What's your boss going to say when he sees your picture in the paper tomorrow saying you were at the ball game today? You know what he's like. He's liable to fire you.
Gee, I never thought of that. Well, what am I going to do? I can't give back the $1,000. You heard what O'Keefe said. The publicity is important to them. If they don't get their pictures, I don't get the money.
I know that, Ralph. But if it's a choice between your job and the money, then you're just going to have to give up the $1,000.
You're out of your mind. You're going stark raving mad. What do you mean, give up the $1,000? How about the car I was going to get?
The car, a fat lot of good that's going to do you. If you lose your job, all you use the car for is to drive to the unemployment office.
Don't get dramatic, Alice. Don't get dramatic. I won that $1,000, and I'm going to take it.
Listen, Ralph, I don't want to give up the $1,000 either. But it is not worth losing your job.
So what? So what if I lose my job? There's other jobs.
Sure, there are other jobs. But do you realize you're throwing away 13 years towards your pension money?
There's a big deal. After that, all I have to do is wait 27 more years to get my pension. And then when I get it, what do I get? $12 a week. And a lifetime pass on a Madison Street bus. For two. You can go with me. We'll have a ball.
Ralph, it is not worth losing your job.
I don't care what you say. I won that money, and I'm going to take it. I hear the photographers now. I'm going in to change.
All right. Come in.
Mrs. Crampton, where is our happy little winner?
He's in the bedroom changing his pants.
I see. With our compliments, a family-sized loaf of Pop's pumpernickel bread.
Thank you very much.
Are you ready, Mr. Cramden?
Yes, sir, Mr. O'Keefe.
Oh, that's fine. Now, first, we'd like to get a picture of you with the lucky program.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Ralph, your boss is bound to find out about this, and you're going to get fired.
Don't steam me, Alice. Don't steam me, cause...
Well!
I'm already steamed.
All right, now we'd like to have one of the little woman with Pop's pumpernickel bread.
I'm not having any part of this, Ralph. I'm not going to have my picture taken.
You're standing right here.
That's all right, smile! That's fine. Well, that does it, Mr. Crampton. Now all we need is your signature here that gives us the right to publish the pictures, and then you will be officially the winner.
Mr. O'Keefe.
Let me have a pen.
Yes,
You
I
mean
have
that
one
this
right here.
paper, if he doesn't sign it, then you can't print the pictures?
Well, it's just a legal technicality,
Oh,
Mrs.
really?
Crampton.
Well,
What's the matter with you? You going nuts?
I'm saving you from making the biggest mistake of your life.
You think that's going to stop me from collecting $1,000? You're out of your mind. Got any more of those? Give me them. I'll sign them.
Well, I don't have any with me, Mr. Crampton, but I'll be
Well,
glad
can you
to...
get any?
Yes, I can get... I'll be
Bring
back
it
with
back
one.
and I'll sign it.
That's fine. You come along, Harvey. William, let's go.
Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? You know what you just did? You just tore up a legal document. That's worse than forgery. I could have you arrested.
Shut up.
One of these days, Alice. One of these days. All right back
Oh, yes?
Mrs. Cramden?
Yes?
I'm Dr. Agris, the Gotham Bus Company physician.
Oh?
Your husband's on the sick list, so I came over to examine him.
Oh, Ralph?
What do you want?
The doctor from the bus company's here to examine you.
I don't care. It's a good thing you're here, Doc. I couldn't have stood it another minute.
Well,
The pain's killing.
I'm sure it isn't as bad as all that.
Yeah.
Now, let's have a look at you. Where does it hurt?
Right in my stomach.
Well, let's see your tongue.
It hurts there, too. I want to ask you something, Doc. When I was sick before, you never came over here to examine me. Why all of a sudden now?
Well, frankly, there's been so much phony absenteeism, drivers who are playing sick, that the company is cracking down. Why would you believe it? A man phoned this morning and said he was sick. When I went over to his house, he wasn't even there. He was off on a fishing trip.
How about that?
It'll probably cost him his job.
Oh.
Well, it looks to me like you've got a case of nervous stomach.
Yeah, it's pretty
Now, you just take one of these every 2 hours, and you'll be as good as new in the morning. Stay on a light diet. Well, good night, Mrs. Cramden.
Good night, Doctor.
Good night, Mr. Cramden.
Good night, Doc.
Thank you for coming over.
All right.
No. Your boss will never find out. He doesn't read the papers. He doesn't have to. He gets a medical report.
You're right again. You're always right. Only reason I wanted to know, sweetheart, was so I could get you some. Dolly, I want to do everything for you. I love you.
I love you too, Ralph.
Baby, you're the greatest. Hiya, Grogan.
Hello, Ralph.
Did things happen to you on your bus like the things that happened to me on my bus?
What do you mean?
Today, I'm driving a bus. I'm down around 18th Street, and some dame gets on the bus with a little kid. So the bus is crowded. I said, will everybody kindly step to the rear of the bus? She says, do you mind if my son stays up front with you? So I figure she's a passenger. I'll show her a lot of courtesy. I said, no, madam, that's okay. He can stay with me. Well, we get up to about 52nd Street, and she's got to get off the bus. So she comes up, she takes the kid, and she says, I want to thank you very much for letting the kid sit up front. I says, that's all right. I said, we like to treat the passengers that way. She said, I would have taken him in the back with that crowd, except he's got the measles.
Sometimes I wonder, don't any of those screwballs ever ride the subway?
I don't know, Grogan.
Well, I gotta get back to my bus. See you later, Ralph.
All right, pal.
What's there, Ralphie boy?
Hey. Did you see Phil?
I just left him. He
Yeah?
gave me all the dope. And I got a picture here of the place.
No kidding. Let me see.
There it is.
Boy, Norton, it's beautiful. It's even better than I expected. And to think that soon this will be our business.
That's right. We will be respected business members of the community. We'll get invited to join country clubs. Alice and Trixie will have fur coats. Boy, I'm telling you, this is going to make us rich. This is the dream of a lifetime.
Yep, our own hot dog stand. Boy, oh boy. Can you picture the place? Ralph and Ed's.
Yeah. Ed and Ralph.
Look at it, Norton. There's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
That ain't no pot of gold, it's a pot of mustard.
Hey, look, are you sure that Phil is still willing to sell at that price?
Yeah, $600. And listen, we gotta act fast and snap it up before somebody else does. I'm telling you, it's a gold mine. It's on the busiest highway in New Jersey.
Guy with as good a business like that and he wants to get rid of it, he must be crazy.
Well, he had to get rid of it. That hot dog stand made him so much money last year that he's got to sell it to pay his taxes.
Well, come on, let's sit down and eat our lunch. We can talk about it.
Okay.
You know, we'll probably have to start small in this thing. But it's gonna build into a big thing. Mark my words. You know, a lot of guys have started in this racket small, you know. Take Nedick, for instance. Started out with one hot dog stand. Now he's worth millions of dollars.
Yeah. You know something, Ralph?
Why?
I think we ought to bought Nedick's.
You know something? This is a lifetime dream come true for me. You know, all my life, I wanted to be my own boss. But I've always worked for somebody else. And I've worked hard, too. Look at me, slaving away today, and what am I doing? Driving a bus. What kind of a job did I have before this? Sweeping out a bakery. Before that, a helper on a meat truck. I've worked hard all my life, Norton. I've slaved. You realize I'm the only kid in the 3rd grade that had to play hooky to go to work?
You're a sweet kid.
No. Taking this place up and making it into a big hot dog stand ain't gonna be no better road. You know, we gotta work hard.
I know that.
Still, it starts paying off. We gotta get these jobs shipped to nighttime. We'll work at night at these jobs. Me at the bus, you in the sewer. Then we can give the whole day to the hot dog stand.
Anything you say, Father.
Won't be so bad, me driving the bus at night. At least there'll be less traffic.
With my job, it don't make no difference anyway. Once I put the manhole cover on the sewer, you can't tell night from day anyway.
You know, the more I look at this, and I've looked at every angle of it, the better it seems. The way I got it figured, we'll make money every day, see, but Sunday will be our big day. I figure about 1,000 cars have got to pass the hot dog stand. Well, out of every 100 cars, at least 10 have got to stop at our place. That's 100 cars. Now, in each car, there's at least 4 people. Now, if they want each hot dogs and soda pop, that means that we'll have to serve 400 hot dogs and 400 bottles of soda pop every hour for 12 hours every Sunday.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Could I have Sundays off?
Will you stop asking silly questions?
Well, hey, I gotta get back to work.
Okay, pal.
I'm late. Listen, I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, in the morning, we gotta meet Phil with the money.
Don't worry, I'll be here with my share.
Okay.
Now that we got this whole thing set up, I'll tell Alice about it. She'll be tickled pink.
Okay. See you later, partner.
Okay, pal. Yes, sir. A week from this very time, we'll be in our own business. Ralph and Ed's.
Ed and Ralph.
I don't care what you say, I'm getting a hot dog stand.
Oh, no, you're not. You certainly are not. That money is in a joint account. It's as much mine as it is yours, and I say no.
You say no, huh? I don't care what you say, I'm getting a hot dog stand, see?
Now, I'll tell you why, Ralph. That money has been in that account, and that's for our old age. And I'm not letting you spend that money on some harebrained scheme of yours after I have scrimped and saved and done without all...
You scrimped and saved? What about me? I haven't bought anything for myself that wasn't an absolute necessity in the last 5 years.
Oh, you haven't, have you?
No, I haven't.
Well, what about the bowling ball that you bought last month? I suppose that was an absolute necessity.
It certainly is. You can't bowl without it, can you?
Listen, Ralph, what do you know anyhow about running a hot dog stand?
What do you have to be, an Einstein to open up a hot dog stand? It runs by itself. All you have to wait is for Sunday. The roads are jam-packed with cars. You buy 1,000 hot dog rolls, 1,000 hot dogs, and you sell them, that's all. What can happen?
It can rain on Sunday.
There you go. There you go. Every time I try to better myself, you gotta put a block in front of me. The time I wanted to go into the used tire business with my brother Willie, you said nobody would buy used tires. Then I wanted to go into the rug shampooing business. You said nobody wanted to have their rugs cleaned. Now that I hit on a perfect scheme, a hot dog stand, what do? You gotta make it rain on my busiest day.
You can save your breath, Ralph. You can't get that money without my signature, and I have no intention of signing.
Is that so? Well, that money is mine just as well as it's yours, you know. I'm the breadwinner in this family. I'm the one that works for the money. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have it.
Oh, I wouldn't? Well, just a minute here, Ralph Cramden. There's $100 in that account that was a wedding present to me from my Aunt Helen. There's $25 that my boss gave me when I quit my job. There happens to be $10 in there that was a birthday present from my mother. And there's another $20 that I made myself selling Christmas cards last year. Our bank balance is $158, and if my arithmetic is correct, your half of that money is $3.
I know that. But if I hadn't have worked steady, you would have had to take the money out of the bank to buy food with it. Now, look, I don't care what you say. I'm going to open up that hot dog stand, and I want that money. Do you hear me? I want that money.
And I say absolutely and positively no.
Oh. Is that what you say? That's what you say, huh? I don't know what it is with you. Every time I try to make a success of myself, you start in. I just want to do something to make you proud of me. Ever since we've been married, all your mother says is that I'm a no good and I'll never amount to anything. Here's my chance to prove it. Now, look. You gotta give me that money, Alice. You gotta give it to me.
No.
Okay, Alice. Okay. I've been a pretty easy guy to live with all these years. I don't ask much, I don't go any place, and I don't want anything for myself. I just want it for you. But you've said no once too often. Once too often have you said no to me. You've pushed me too far. I'm leaving here, and I want to tell you something. When once I walk out that door, you'll never see me again. Now, this is your last chance. Are you gonna give me that money?
No.
This is your last chance, Alice. Are you gonna give me the money?
No.
Gotta give me the money! If I don't go in with that dough tomorrow, somebody's gonna grab that hot dog stand ahead of me.
Now listen, Ralph. We can't throw that money away on some foolish idea. That money is for our old age. After all, you'll be very glad when we're 65 or 70 to have a nest egg.
A nest egg? When I'm 70, I won't have the strength to hatch it. Now, look. When I married you, you promised to love, honor, and obey me. Now, I'm ordering you to give me that money.
Shut up.
Will you let me have it? Will you let me have it?
Will you let me have it? Will you let me have it? Will you let me have it?
Alice.
Oh, I'd love to let you have it.
Come on, Alice, please let me have the money.
Ralph, I said no, and the answer is still no.
Think I need your money? I don't need your money. I can get my own money. I'll hock something. Where's my mandolin?
Have you forgotten last New Year's Eve?
Oh, where are the pieces? Maybe I can fix it. There must be something around here I can hock.
How about your bowling ball?
Are you crazy? Wait a minute. Give me your wedding ring.
Ralph!
That's right. The last time I tried to hock it, we couldn't get anything on it anyway. That's exactly why I want to buy this hot dog stand. Exactly. Just so I can make some money, so I can buy something, so I'll have something to hock when I need it.
Would you please stop acting like an idiot?
I'm an idiot, huh? An idiot, just because I want to be a success. All right. I don't need your money. The only reason I asked you to put the money in was so that we could keep the hot dog stand in the family. But that's okay, Alice. I got friends. I got good friends. Friends that'll help me out. I'll borrow the money. I'll open that hot dog stand. And on opening day, when it's jam-packed with customers and photographers are taking pictures all over the joint, you won't be in the pictures.
No, from this blow I may never recover.
Ralph, I'm sorry I failed you, pal.
Ah, you didn't fail me. Same thing happened to me. Alice wouldn't give me the money. I don't understand it. Trixie won't let you have the money. Alice won't let me have the money. Boy, women certainly are stupid.
Yeah. Especially the ones that married us.
We gotta get that dough. We gotta borrow it from somebody. One of my friends. Hey, wait a minute.
What?
The other day I met Jimmy Dolan. I asked him how he was doing. He says, great. He says, I'm rolling in money. It's coming in hand over fist. Guy with all that loot, he'll lend us the dough right away.
Wait a minute. Here's no.
There you are. Dolan. Don't worry, pal. Okay. We'll get that dough. Okay. We'll be in business yet. Just leave it to me. Hello? Huh? What? Oh. Yes, ma'am.
What's the matter, Ralph?
Phone's disconnected.
Well, guess that means we gotta go over to his house and borrow the money.
What, are you crazy or something? If he had any money, he would have had the phone paid for.
Oh. Wait a minute. I got it. I loaned the guy some money last week. I'll call him up.
Hey, that's great.
Wait a minute. Maybe it's not such a good idea after all.
What do you mean?
It cost me a dime to call him. He only owes me a nickel.
Hey, that reminds me. About 5 years ago, I lent a cousin of mine, George, $25. Every time he sees me, he never mentions it. But I need that dough now, and I'm gonna get it.
Oh, boy, $25. That'll start the ball rolling.
Don't worry. Hello, Aunt Mary? Will you put George on the phone? This is Ralph. Huh? I don't care if he is eating dinner. Tell him to get on the phone. Boy, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a deadbeat. Oh, hello, George. This is Ralph. Yeah. You remember about 5 years ago, there's a little matter between us of about $25. You know, George, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a dead... Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll be seeing you, George. Give my best to Aunt Mary, huh? Okay, George. Bye.
What happened this time?
I didn't lend him the 25.
You did?
He lent it to me. I forgot all about it.
Well, wait a minute. If he's such an easy touch, let's go borrow some more money from him.
Nah. I got one ace in the hole left.
Oh.
My Uncle Matt. This guy is loaded. He's got plenty of cabbage, but in order to get a penny out of him, you gotta put a stick of dynamite under it. I hate to do it, but it's an emergency. I'll get it from him. Hello? Oh, hi, Aunt Kathy. Listen, will you put Uncle Matt on the phone, please? This is Ralph. He's out in the garage? Well, would you go out in the garage and tell him to come to the phone? Thank you, Aunt Kat. Boy, I'm telling you, this guy is a real brute with a buck.
Yeah?
Boy, when I was a kid, I remember one time I wanted a nickel for an ice cream cone. He made me mow the whole lawn, all around the house, before he gave me the nickel. Then one time I was graduating. My mother wanted to borrow some money from him, to get me a pair of white flannels to graduate in. Wouldn't give it to her. I was the only kid in the whole class graduated in knickers. How about a bum like that? Not only that, but when my brother Willie, he went in the used tire business and he went bankrupt. They was evicting him out of the house. All he wanted was $30 for the rent. Goes to, Uncle Matt, he says, could I have the $30? Uncle Matt says no. Poor guy was thrown out in the street, very embarrassing. All his furniture laying out there, people looking at him. I tell you, this Uncle Matt is a bum. Wait a minute, I hear somebody coming. Hello? Is this you? You're a bum. Drop dead with your money.
One thing, Ralph Cramden, I'm telling you one thing. When they made you, they threw away the mold.
We got one chance left to get the money.
What's that?
We gotta go to a bank and borrow the $600.
Gotta borrow?
But what bank? Let's see. Well, we can go to the First National. Carney. What are you doing in there?
We now have to collect only $599.90. Every penny counts. Let's go.
Boy.
Home, gentlemen. Mr. Boston will see you in a few minutes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Boy.
Hey. What a classy joint.
This is only one of the branches. They got a couple of hundred of these places.
You know something that's good for us?
What do you mean?
If we don't get the $600 here, we'll borrow a few bucks from each of the other branches.
Look, I just want to impress upon you one thing. When this guy Foster comes in, we got to impress him.
I know. What do you think I got dressed up for? Look pretty snappy, eh?
Yeah, you look pretty good. Why did you have to wear that tie?
What's the matter with it?
Look at the stain on it.
That's all right. It's pot roast. Maybe you think I'm doing very, very good.
Well, keep your coat buttoned and cover it up. Oh, here. Here's a cigar. I got one for you and one for me.
Good.
When he comes in here, we got to look like a couple of prosperous businessmen.
Okay. We'll light up now. Hey. That's a pretty good cigar.
I know it is. And I want to warn you about something else. If it looks like we're not going to get the loan at this bank, put the cigar out fast. We might have to finish it at another bank. There's one more thing I want to tell you. Our entire future depends upon this interview. So let me do all the talking. And above all, don't tell him that we're keeping our regular jobs.
Why not?
Well, if he doesn't think that we're going to devote our entire time to the hot dog stand, he isn't going to give us the loan.
Okay. I won't breathe a word.
Okay, pal. Well, he ought to be in here any minute. Not a bad cigar at that, is it?
Sorry, gentlemen, to be late. Please be seated.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
How do you do, Mr. Foster?
Well, now, gentlemen, what do you want to see me about?
Well, we'd like to make a loan.
Well, as we say in financial circles, loans are the lifeblood of a bank.
Oh, well, that's good, because we certainly are in need of a transfusion.
Well, now, let's get down to business. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Go right ahead. I'll answer them.
All right. Now, if you'll just give me your names and addresses.
My name is Ralph Cramden, and he's Ed Norton. We both live at the same place, 358 and a half Chauncey Street.
Mother's maiden name?
My mother's maiden name? Elizabeth Wharton.
Your mother's name, Mr. Norton?
Mrs. Norton.
You certainly are a stoop. He means your mother's name before she was married.
How do I know? Ever since I know her, she's been married.
Of all the numbskulls I have ever run into in my life.
All right, now we'll just skip that question. Don't excite yourself, Mr. Cramden.
Don't mind him. Don't pay any attention to him, Mr. Foster. What a grouch.
Now, what is the amount of this this loan that you'd like to apply for?
Well, we'd like to get about $600. You see, we want to open up a hot dog stand in Jersey.
I see. $600. Well, now tell me, what are your assets? Do you have a bank account?
Oh, yes, the both of us have bank accounts.
Well, then why don't you use that money for the business?
Well, you see,
Well, the truth of the matter is, our wives won't let us. They think we're a couple of dopes for opening up a hot dog stand.
Hey, do you scream? It's good to have a sense of humor when you're dealing with the public. I'd like to bat you one right in the mouth.
Well, now we come to an all-important question. Tell me, Mr. Cramden, have you had any previous experience in this hot dog business?
Well,
Tell him, Ralph.
Yeah. Well, you see, well, let's put it this way. No.
Well, I must say, starting in a business without experience looks pretty risky to me.
Well, now, just a minute. If I may ask you a question as one businessman to another businessman. Just what experience did you have to become an executive here in this bank before you started?
Well, I was majored for 4 years in economics at Yale. I studied at the Wharton Business School at the University of Pennsylvania for 2 years and the banking school at Harvard. And I started in right here as an errand boy, which makes a total of 38 years in the banking business. Does that answer your question?
Ask him another question.
Well, gentlemen, from the facts that you've given me, I gravely doubt that I'll be able to approve that loan.
We better save these cigars for the next bank.
Gee, Mr. Foster, if you only knew just how much this means to us.
Yes, well, I'm sorry. At some later date, perhaps.
Well, come on, Ralph. Look, listen, just ain't in the cards, that's all. I just hope that we can get our jobs back on a day shift again, that's all.
Day shift? What do you mean by that?
I'm sorry, I blew it.
It doesn't make any difference. Sounded like a good idea at first anyway. You see, he works for the Department of Sewers and I drive a bus all day. And we're going to have our job shifted to nighttime so we could devote all our time in the daytime to the hot dog stand.
Well, now, just a minute. Do you mean to say that you were going to work night and day?
Just till it got started.
Well, all I can say is that any two men of such integrity could hardly be a risk. Here, you just give this slip to Mr. Porter at the loan desk, and he'll take care of it.
You mean you're going to give us the loan?
Certainly.
Gee, Mr. Foster. Gee, if you're ever on Route 22 and you want a hot dog, just remember us. Ralph and Ed's.
That's right, in the market for a hot dog, Ed and Ralph.
It'll be my pleasure, and good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Foster. Thank you very much.
We won't be needing these anymore.
Is it straight? admit it, Alice. The place doesn't look bad. You know, we could be wrong about it.
Oh, believe me, Trixie, I wish the boys all the luck in the world. The only thing is that I don't know whether they know enough about running a hot dog stand.
Yeah, maybe. But I still think we did the right thing in coming out here to help them on their opening today.
Oh, sure. Listen, maybe we better go inside and you stack up some rolls and I'll put
Yeah.
some hot dogs on the grill there in case somebody,
Okay.
might come by.
Well, look who's here. The Sisters of the Skillet.
Save your wisecracks for the customers.
Did you paint the sign, Ralph?
Well, we went down to the crossroads where that big rock was. We were going to paint an arrow on it saying this way to Ralph and Ed's hot dog stand, but he got a better idea.
Tell him about it, Ralph.
When we're down there, Ford has got a great big sign, a big billboard. So he says, why not put the arrow on the Ford sign pointing to our place and saying, to Ralph and Ed's hot dog stand?
What's so great about that? The sign advertises Ford cars, not our place.
Yeah, but he fixed that. He changed one word and it's perfect.
Well, what does it say?
The sign now says, there's a Frankfurter in your future.
Not bad, huh? Only trouble is, I'm afraid it's going to cost me an invitation to the next Ford Festival.
Will you get rid of that can of paint?
Oh, yeah. Put it
by the way, Alice, you know, you've always been telling me since I started this hot dog stand business that we were going to be a flop. Well, as we were walking up the road, I saw something that's going to assure the success of this place.
What was that?
Well, as we were walking down the road, we saw them putting up a big building. It's a great big thing. It's going to be a factory or something. So we have nothing to worry about from here on in.
Perfect setup. If things go slow here, we can always get a job down at the factory.
I don't mean that. I mean, while they're putting up the building, we'll get all the workers over here for their lunch. Then when the building's up, we'll get all the employees to eat lunch here.
Well, we got to get the business from somewhere. I haven't seen a car go by since we got here.
Will you stop your crabbing? It's early yet. Incidentally, we better get organized. When the rush starts, we want to be prepared.
Yeah, okay.
Now, we'll practice some orders. I'll go in the back and make them up, and you let me have them.
I'll call out the orders here.
Will you girls get out of the way so we can work?
Certainly.
All set?
Right. Go ahead, pal.
I'd like a hot dog on a roll with mustard.
Not that way. Do it fast with the initials, like I told you the other day.
Oh, okay. HDORWM.
HDORWM. Hot dog on a roll with mustard. Coming up.
8PWC.
8PWC, apple pie and coffee coming up. You're doing great. Go ahead.
ROLKT and SFRMLDGOLKRTTLNST. Yes.
Now, what is that?
Alphabet soup.
You're going slowly but surely, pal. If a guy shows up here in a white suit looking for you, don't think he's a chef.
All right, you get out here. Call out the orders. I'll make them up.
I'll do anything. Let me have an HDOWM POC.
Could you give me a hint?
That's a hot dog on a roll with mustard, piccalilli, onions, and chili.
Oh. Hot dog on a roll, piccalilli, onion. Hot dog on a roll, piccalilli, onion, sauerkraut, and the pickle. Let's see if I got everything down, the onion and the pickle and the sauerkraut. Here you are, sir. Compliments of the house.
Thank you very much. You stoop, you forgot the Frankfurter. Suppose you did that to a customer.
Well.
What customer? Nobody's been by here in 2 hours.
It's still early. I'm hot.
So am I.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I hear something.
Maybe it's a customer.
A customer? Quick, Norton. Get him out. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Are they coming?
Yeah, they're coming. I think your rush has started, Ralph.
Stand up straight.
Yeah.
not yours! Look, don't get excited, will you? The next thing that goes by and doesn't stop may be a car. Will you keep quiet?
Wait. I hear a car.
Stop it.
Look, go behind. You serve. I'll take care of the customer. Will you sit down and make it look like it's busy? Well, how do you do, sir?
How do you do?
How do you do? What can we do for you?
Well, I would like a hot dog with mustard.
Hot dog with mustard coming up?
Yes, sir. You're very fortunate. You're the first one to get one of our hot dogs. This is our opening day.
Is that so? Well,
yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Here you are, 10 cents, please.
There you are. Yes, sir. That's the first one we served. You know, to look at me, I guess you'd never think I was driving a bus yesterday.
Is that so?
Yeah.
I was working in the sewer.
Really funny, but I'm not hungry anymore. Oh, it's getting late. I got to get back to work.
Bye-bye. Thanks very much for dropping in. Come again.
I suspected it before, but I was never sure. You're nuts!
Now, you just wait a minute, Ralph. It's not all Norton's fault. And if you're talking about crazy, you know, this whole idea of you two running a hot dog stand is completely crazy. How you could possibly expect to work at your regular job all night, every night, and then come here and work all day long at a business that you know nothing about is completely beyond me.
Is that so?
If there's anybody crazy around here, it's you.
Would you mind leaving me alone? Wait a minute. Here comes another customer. Get ready.
Yeah.
Sit down. Sit down.
Make it look like we're very busy.
Well, how do you do?
Howdy.
What's your pleasure?
Yeah, my pleasure, ski ball, but I come here for some food. I'd like to have a hot dog, container of coffee, take along with me.
Oh, hot dog and container of coffee. Coming right up.
HDORWM, coffee to go.
You're new here, huh?
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, we just opened up today. This is our opening day. What do you do?
Well, usually, not much anything. But right now, I'm watchman for that building they're putting up down the road.
Oh, that big building down the road, huh? Looks like quite a building. I suppose a lot of people are going to be working there.
Well, I'd say 30, 40, give or take a few.
30 or 40?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'll bet 30 cents, please.
There you are, sir.
There you. Did you hear that?
I heard it.
30 or 40 people. This place is going to be a flop, huh? 30 or 40 people are coming here every day to eat their lunch.
I wouldn't count on that.
And why not?
Yeah, that place they're building down the road, Howard Johnson's.
Did you hear that? Who's going to prove who wrong around here?
Did it again. I had to go into the hot dog business. I wouldn't listen to you. I never listen to you. Just do what I please. Just what I think is right, I go right ahead and do. Here we are. A hot dog stand on our hands. I had to borrow to get it. I'll have to borrow to pay it back. I'll have to work night and day in the bus to get the money.
No, you won't, Ralph. We'll pay it back out of the joint account.
Yeah, but you said that...
Honey, if this isn't an emergency, what is?
There's no doubt about it, sweetie. You are the greatest.